Okay. Can you guys hear me now? My mic was muted. There's going to be hell to pay with everybody here afterwards. They're all looking at me like, oh shit. Cause like we're starting late. The Wi-Fi was messed up. The mic's not on. Anyway, we're dealing with it. But all kidding aside, it's one of these situations, guys, where it's like, we're running this business. We're doing all this stuff here, and being able to come live here, it's a scramble to get on here. Literally, I just like ran up here, sat down. I was like, okay, so this is set up, blah blah blah, good to go. Or everything's printed. Mike's not. So it's I'm working on my schedule so I can actually freaking sit here calmly and enjoy the time with you guys and make sure it's all clear. We're starting clearly at 11 o'clock, and it goes all the way through. So that's just the reason why we're a little bit late today. I'm going to go over something which is really interesting today because I've talked to a couple of vets lately, and this comes down to the whole medicating dogs for behavior thing. And I know, look, I want to just start this thing because we're doing this all official now, guys, right? I'm not a veterinarian, so this is my opinion, okay? I've been in the dog world for a long time, and obviously doing behavior, you're going to be around the veterinary behavior community. So when I speak about the veterinary behavior community, it's not all, right? Not all. It's not a one size fits all. I've met vet behaviorists who are super like listening to what I'm saying, understanding, like we're willing to listen to things. And I have the other side of the equation who's just like, nope, medicate dogs. Like they don't want to hear it. They don't even know why they're medicating dogs or what they're doing. They just do that. So recently, right, I was talking to a vet who I actually know decently well, checking in, how are things? And one of the comments she made, he was talking about dogs, right? We're talking about medications and things. And she said that the line, which I've heard so many vet behaviorists say, which is the reason that we give medication is so you could get the dog's mind into it's some form of this, into a reasonable place, into a more calm state that you can actually work with it. So it's like we have to get the dog's mind into a state that's workable. So when they say that comment, if we're not talking about medication and shit, I'm like, I agree. 100%. So the reason I say that is, let's just say one of you guys came to me and your dog is like super reactive on leash, or he's like high anxiety, or he's trying to lunge at people or dogs or whatever, right? I'm not going to just take that dog and right away go bring him by people or bring him by dogs and go right away and do that, right? The first thing I'm going to do is probably put a long line on him. As long as I'm not a risk, I'm probably going to have a longer leash on him. Go walk around with him, build a little relationship of I'm going to lead where we go on the walk type of thing, and put him to a lot of exercise. So when I'm talking about exercise, it might be a bike ride, a long treadmill, a backpack, a long hike, whatever I need to do to drain the energy. Because what I'm trying to do is the same thing they're doing. How can I get this dog into a reasonable state to work with so it can actually listen and learn things? Just the approach is different. They're saying we're going to use a pill to chemically alter the brain, and then we believe that's going to be the best way. I'm saying I'm going to go take this dog for exercise and fulfill the body and mind, which prepares the dog's body and mind to be ready to listen to new information. So that's the only difference of what I'm saying about it, because I understand the theory. It's like they're saying this dog's coming in with all this energy pent up. He's got tons of fear. He's got tons of excitement, arousal, anxiety, whatever it is. You can't work with a dog in that state. I'm like, well, you can. First of all, you can. But second of all, I agree that it is a situation where it's way more difficult to work with a dog in that state. So what my point is, drain the dog's energy. As long as the dog's physically okay, right? Physically, everything's good. No medical issues. Drain the dog's physical energy, challenge the dog's mind, then go bring them to the areas where they have challenges. So look, the reason I'm saying it's not just as easy as exercise is better than pills. It's not just about that, right? Because look, the studies have been done for humans. I can't remember which one it was. It was a 20-minute or 40-minute walk. I think it was 20-minute walk. But I think they said a 20-minute walk found to have better effects than Prozac did on people's depression, anxieties, and all that stuff. 20-minute walk. That's just walking as a human with 2 legs. So imagine what it could do to a dog with 4 legs, actually running, doing exercise, and doing all that. What they don't talk about here is this shit. I printed it out. So the vets never talk about this. This is the actual printout of Reconcile, which is a fluoxetine. So it's a fluoxetine hydrochloride. So this is the typical like Prozac type drug that they're giving dogs for pretty much any dog that has like aggression, anxiety, fear, whatever. They say, let's start them on the fluoxetine and let's see where it goes. My question is, when they're prescribing this stuff, when it says right here, precautions, and the first thing that it says is reconciled chewable tablets are not recommended for the treatment of aggression. That's on the label. That's not me making it up. That's on the label of what it says. Yet, do you know how many dogs come here on fluoxetine because the vets prescribed it for aggression? Tons and tons and tons. My question is, are they labeling? Do the people know this stuff? Right? Again, I'm not going after anybody. You guys know me. I'm just trying to come and bring truth to this shit. What is the truth of what's really happening in this dog thing? And how can we do better for our dogs? How can we make a better relationship with our dogs? How can we make our dogs live a better life? So when vets are prescribing this kind of stuff, I just want to know if people are understanding what's behind it. Seizures may occur. Let's see what else here. Reconciled true and breeding, pregnant, locating dogs. Adverse reactions. I mean, you guys have to. I'm going to print this out. What we'll do is for the actual one that we post on YouTube, put this up, and I want to have the highlight of everything that's on here because I have to go through this now. I was hoping to have this printed, but we didn't have internet, so I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. But I read this before, and it had. I'm not going after you, by the way. Jamie probably thinks I'm going after her that the internet wasn't working and shit. I'm not. I'm just making balls. Seizures are on here is one of the biggest things. 112 dogs had it. I mean, I would just suggest you guys go through this thing. When the first thing it says is that it's not recommended for aggression, it can cause seizures. Oh, here we go. We got it. Nausea, tachycardia, vomiting are side effects. Seizures. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to go through this whole thing. I'll have it better. I'll literally get this listed out and highlight it so you guys can see it. But the point I wanted to make is this stuff has some serious side effects. And it's actually listed to not be used for certain things, yet vets are doing it. So why? All I'm saying is we can't just listen to people and take people's word for it, including mine. Like, go cross-check what I'm saying. Go look it up for yourself and see. Because, like, we can't just take people's word for it. Because I can't imagine how many people I know, at least from my own clients, but around the world, they're going into the vet saying, my dog has this thing going on. Let's just say he's showing aggression towards someone at the front door, or he growls at people or whatever it is. And the vets go, okay, like, let's put him on the fluoxetine as the first choice. I'm just like, hey, all I'm saying is they should be saying, I think we should put your dog on fluoxetine, but I should let you know, here's what we think will happen, but here are the possible side effects when death is one of them. Like, I should probably know my dog is doing that. So anyway, this is just, I'm not against the veterinary community. I know this can come off that way. I actually love the veterinary community. I think there's such a need for them. When anytime a dog has anything physical, injuries and things like that, I think they're fantastic. You just have to find the right one who's a little bit up to date on everything and isn't right away just trying to like put you in surgery and right away on medications and all that kind of stuff. I suggest trying to find more of an integrated type veterinarian who is trying things on the holistic side. Let's try supplements. Let's start increasing the exercise schedule. Let's start focusing on your leadership with your dog and then seeing someone like me who can help with that part. The problem is a lot of people see the vet first, right? In the world, they come see the vet. They're going to the vet. Hey, it's in passing. My dog's been showing a lot of like anxious anxiety and all these kind of things. What should I do? And they'll prescribe something or send them to the vet behaviorist who will prescribe something. And this is the other part with the vet behaviorist is what I'm hearing from my clients is they'll put the dog across the room. They evaluate the dog. They talk to the people. They give you some really long write-up, which by the way is like a boilerplate that they use for all their clients of just like, hey, this is what we see in your dog. And then you're left with like this big sheet of paper about what the dog is, but not really like, what should I do? Where do I go from here? Or like there's really nothing to it. It's just like this. And then it's like, okay, well, desensitize from like eight miles away and give pills and food over here and all that kind of thing. It's just, it could be so much better. So I'm just hoping it's not about me, just so you're clear, because we're full with business. I don't care about needing more business. I'm just saying that I just don't want people in the public who are dog owners going in so naive to see veterinarians, vet behaviorists, and dog trainers. Let me give you the flip side of this too, when I talk to the veterinarians. They'll tell me, Steve, you don't understand. A lot of the clients that we see don't give a shit about their dogs. They'll tell you that they do, but they're not going to walk them. They're not going to blah, blah, blah. So that's a problem already, right? Those people shouldn't own dogs. But to them, the vets is like, well, what should we do there? Do nothing? And I understand them at that point. I get it. They're like, We have to give him something so the dog doesn't live in like suffering his whole life. I get it. I just think there's other options than giving this stuff that could potentially just mask something temporarily. I just think there's other options. That's all I'm saying. So again, this is one that I just thought of like kind of last minute to bring up, just because I've been hearing a lot of it over my career, and it's been coming up lately, even in veterinarians who I know, who know what I do, who've seen me rehabilitate dogs and all that stuff. They'll still say like, you know, you got to give them that pill to get them workable. And I'm like, let's stop right there. Okay. Yeah, that can make them more workable, but does it really? Or does it give us the illusion of the dog being more workable because he's just sedated chemically, right? I'm saying let's exercise the dog physically and psychologically, and then get the dog to a state that's naturally, not chemically altered, naturally more of a state where the dog can listen and you can provide new information to the dog. So that's where I'm at with that whole thing. Last thing I'll say before we start bringing people on, feel free to ask me questions about this shit too. I know this is like a little bit of a polarizing topic, but you know me, I don't care. I'll talk about anything on here. If people want to come after me, feel free. Come on, let's talk about it. I'm not afraid to talk to anybody. Clearly that I go on here once every like 2 weeks now. I'm trying to do every week. I just bring people on. This is just, come on. Who's next? Ask me a question. Ask me a question. I don't know what's coming. I have no idea. So the point of this also, just a side piece of this, is to put a little challenge to the dog community who's doing their perfectly curated little clips and their little tips and and then talking like authority about everything. And then it's like, great, let's have a conversation. And they're like, all of a sudden they're gone. You can't find them anywhere. They don't want to hear anything anymore. So I'm like, let's see you guys come on here and answer questions. I want you guys to come on and answer questions. A little bit of push to the community, and also for you guys to provide you guys value. That's the real thing, is like, as I've said, business is going well here, and my model isn't to monetize you guys. My model is to monetize the people who need my time, who need our help in person or on virtual calls and things like that. That I have to charge for. But the rest of it is free for you guys. Free. I'm going to give you as much as I can, because my personal goal also is to educate the world on dogs so the world's a better place. And people like me who wanted to know more about dogs when I was a young kid have a place to go. And it's not like this big, like, do I give pills? Do I just pump treats in this dog's face? Do I blast them with an e-collar and a prong collar? Like, what do I even do here? I don't even know where to start. And I'm just like, hey, I did that whole route, and I'll just share my experience of what I saw doing it, so you guys can expedite the process of truly understanding dogs. And you get access to talk to somebody who's literally been rehabilitating dogs from like I said, to the homeless all the way to billionaire celebrities and everything in between. I've seen all walks of life. Caesar and I were planning to go to the White House when Biden was in there, just so you guys know. We had plans. We were getting ready to go. And the whole freaking October 7th and the Israel and Palestine thing started happening. And then it was the end of his term, and then it ended up not happening. But think about that, guys. The United States government, who has the leader of the free world with all the resources of trillions of dollars, couldn't figure out how to get those two of them, those German Shepherds that were in the White House, middle of the pack German Shepherds, they couldn't get them balanced. Why? Because they were sending the dog for training when who needed training? The president, the first lady, the Secret Service, all the people in the White House, they needed the training. The dog needed some rehabilitation. So that's what we were going to do. We're going to rehab the dog and show them, this is how you guys deal with this animal. That humans needed to be trained how to be around that animal. That's what has to happen. It's not training that dog. And people are doing this. They send the dogs away, and hopefully it gets trained and comes back. Dog reverts. Either the dog doesn't even get it when it's at that place and they come back, or they get it at that place, they come back. The humans haven't changed their energy or their patterns or their behaviors, and the dog reverts right back to what it's doing. So when we do that, when people apply to work with us for our behavior optimization tree, where dogs come here and stay here, they come for sessions weekly, every single week, because I and the team here have to make sure the humans understand what to do, because the dog's going to know what to do once it's been here. We know how to lead dogs. So we're training humans how to lead the dogs, and we're training the dogs who come to us how to be good, calm followers. So that's how it works. All right. That was a good one. I'm surprised I got such a good rant there with like just walking up here 2 seconds ago. Let's go. Last thing was I've been editing these clips. So as you guys see, I'm sure you're seeing on the Instagram and stuff that we've been posting primarily clips from these videos. In the background, I'm working hardcore. I'll just tell you guys, I created my own licensing company to do the third-party videos. Like, that's where I'm going with this thing. I just started a new business so I can get videos legally, never deal with this Instagram copyright, intellectual property crap, and we can just post video reviews. I also am creating a website where all of you guys can submit videos to me. That's going to be amazing. So now, like, instead of it's just some video that's online, like you guys might have something going on with your personal dog that maybe you can't afford to talk to me in person, or maybe you can't get to my ranch or something like that. That video, I can break down what's happening in that video. And I think that would provide a lot of value to the audience when we do that. Cool. How's everybody? Good? All right, let's go. Let's get it. Let's bring on the first person. Excuse me. Okay. What's up, Warren?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you? Where are you from?
Good. Florida.
Florida.
Yes, Tampa, Florida. But before I forget, whoever Jamie is, absolutely wonderful. Communication is freaking phenomenal. So just want to let you know, unbelievable.
Okay. I'm going to put a note here that Jamie is redeeming herself in here right now because she had the internet fucked up today. Okay. You're getting props, Jamie. Good job. All right. So how can I help you? Appreciate that. Thank you, though.
I don't think I sent Jamie a bunch of background, but I probably figured you didn't have time to see it all or anything like that. What's going on? All right. My dog, she's been through a lot, and she'll shut down. She'll shut down over triggers. Do you want me to start from the beginning real quick and take about 2 minutes of her past to know why she has these trigger stuff and explain it to you?
Sure.
All right. I rescued her at 8 months old. She had 2 owners before that. I found out after I rescued her, the first owners took her from her mom at 6 months old. 6 weeks. So from 6 weeks to 3 months old, I found out they were trying to make her aggressive, just not in her. So they were beating her.
What do you mean trying to make her aggressive?
I guess a protection dog. I'll go that route on there. But what they were doing was, and she's not that kind of dog. So she was shut down in training. And I found out they would beat her, they would hit her, they'd kick her, wouldn't feed her, use a crate as punishment, shooting guns over her head. She wouldn't do the bite arm. I heard they were tying that around her head, hanging her in a tree, hitting her with sticks and stuff like that. So I didn't know all this when I got her.
Terrible. So this is hold on. Just so I'm clear. Just so I'm clear. This happened so it started at 3 months. They tried that training, and then how long did that go on for?
6 weeks old. 6 weeks old to 3 months old.
3 months.
Yeah, very young. I heard they took her from her mom at 6 weeks too.
That's outrageous. Okay, so and then when did you end up getting the dog?
Well, she went to a shelter for a month, and then another owner that lives in the same complex I have got her from 4 months to 8 months.
Got it. Okay.
They didn't know it, but they couldn't handle her because she would just shut down and they didn't know what to do. So they let her do whatever she wanted. They taught her bad habits, jump on people, bark at people, demand bark, all that kind of stuff. So I got her, and I was working on all those bad habits they taught her. But then she was also very, fearful. She wouldn't walk by me without tucking her leg in. If I took my belt off, she'd run and hide, all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then I found out what happened to her in the beginning. So I worked on decompressing her. We worked indoors first. Good 3 months. It went really good. I really changed her. Our relationship got better. She trusted me, and we're doing very well. I ended up getting a hernia. And I didn't know what I know now. I didn't know dog trainers. I searched out a dog trainer that could take her for 3 weeks because I'm single. I couldn't take care of her, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I met somebody. They lied on there, and they got her. Well, when I got her back, she was 10 times worse. I found out this person has nothing about behaviorists. It was all compulsion trainer, yank and crank, shut her down so she comply. I got her back 10 times worse. E-collar at constant at 50. And just on and on and on like that. So it took me about a month or 2 months to figure. Yeah, it took me about a month or 2 months to figure this out. Once I figured it out, I figured I got to educate myself. I took a class in dog psychology, took a class in how dogs think, did communication classes, went to a seminar, you name it, I did it.
Awesome.
Jack's play seminar because she wouldn't play with toys. And everything went great for a year and a half. We're doing really good. I learned her triggers. I had changed commands because the bad trainer gave her triggers. And everything was going good. Well, about a month ago, I triggered it again. I forgot that the bad trainer was using constant e-collar for crate training on her at levels of 50 and 60. So it was just shutting her down. I use 7 if I need her attention. That's all she needs.
Okay.
So I was working on focus. And I would say focus. She wouldn't look. I'd hit the low stim at 5. And then I started to notice she started shutting down, backing off, and she would freeze up. Now we'll come to now. It's gone totally back to where I was in the beginning. She doesn't want to train. She's totally shut down on me. Constantly panting, anxiety over every. I worked hard with her. Her impulse control is wonderful. Ducks, cranes, everything, big trucks like that. Now she's has anxiety over everything. But the biggest thing is I can't. How do I get her back? I guess, and trying to keep it short. I don't want to take up all your time, but I've totally lost her with everything.
Oh, you lost her. What?
I met a behaviorist about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening. Go ahead.
I talked to a behaviorist about 2 weeks ago, and she told me, I can't tell you anything more. You do anything you can do, and took my $200, and that was it.
That was nice of her.
So I'm at the point now where I don't know what to do when she shuts down. I know. My point is, I don't know what to do when she shuts down on me. How to win her back? How to get through this again?
Okay, when you say shut down, what is she doing exactly? Yeah, can we see a video? You have yeah. They're gonna say a video. Well, they're gonna put a video on here. Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah. You see how slow she's moving, very, very slow.
Yeah. All
this, she's doing that now.
Like
she's afraid of me. Like all the time. I put a collar on, she flinches. That's all the time. But we go to train.
What are you trying to do here? What are you trying to do with her? Like just heal or whatever?
She was just doing. Yeah, we were just outside. This is after a couple weeks. We're just doing a heel, and she's just walking around me, and I just went down to pet her. And that's how she's reacting to me now. Like I'm going to hit her or beat her. And I can't seem to get through this where she trusts me again.
What happens if you remove the remote collar and you just put her on a leash and just walk around and give her no commands? What happens?
Yep, I've done all that too. I tried every different leash to see if that was the trigger, slip lead, prong, all that to see what was going on. And I tried all that too. She's fine, but she's very hesitant. She'll walk very slow, kind of look up at me like, are you going to hit me? That's how I take it. That's how she looks now. And then she will engage a little bit in training now. It's been about 2 weeks now. I decompressed her for like 4 days. We did absolutely nothing. We just done potty walks, let her take a break, and then we kind of work back into it. I can get her engaged a little bit, but something clicks and just totally shuts down. Won't come to me. And if she does, because she's a good dog, she'll walk very, very slow, very hesitant, and flinch and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll just look at her and she'll start panting. This is how she was when I got her. I can't seem to work through it this time. I can't seem to gain her trust again.
I'm just trying to put myself in your shoes. If like you brought that dog to me today, like what would I do with her? And it would probably be nothing as far as like training and like walk next to me or sits and heels and obedience. I wouldn't do any of that stuff because that to me it would be more of like, how can I start building trust with her again and not be seeking respect? Because she's like so respectful now that it's like she's like walking on eggshells around you almost type of thing. You know what I mean? So she's like, I'm so respectful. I just want, and her focus is, I just want to make sure I don't do anything that's disrespectful because I don't want to get in trouble. You know what I mean? Where I'm like,
absolutely.
Yeah. So my point is with that dog is like, it's hard to like say without seeing, like that's only one scenario I see, but like when you're walking here in everyday life and things like that. But I would be like, let's just put it this way. When I get those like super nervous dogs like that, sometimes I'll take that dog and I'll just like long line, just go do things with it, be around with it, provide some food, hang out with it, bring it in the house. But for those dogs, a lot of times I use other dogs. It's like those guys are really, really helped by balanced dogs around. So that's the one thing that I might have that you might not have.
We do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. It's funny too, because if I did bring her to you, she's fine with other people around. She's got that confidence where I guess it's not just me and her alone, or the fear of messing up. And I know it's confusion. If she gets confused, she gets in trouble, and nobody else knew that. But we do a lot of pack walks, and we are allowing a lot of other dogs. Like this Saturday, we have a pack walk in the morning. We have a pack walk at night too. So she is around a lot of dogs, and she is different at a time until we get back alone again. Tampa.
Okay. It's a tough one because this is one you need somebody in person. But for me, like that's what I'd be focused on. I would be very, very focused on how am I giving her direction too, of not so much like, because look, a lot of those like sit, heel, no, like that kind of stuff, and that can trigger her to feel like that equals now here comes a big E collar, here comes a big prong collar, here comes whatever the punishment's going to be, like high level punishment. We got to get her out of that phase of like fearing this consequence. And what I'll tell you is it's going to take some time for this, and sometimes it can seem like you're not making progress and things kind of like plateau for a little bit. And then all of a sudden the dog starts to unlock a little bit more. Like I've had that so many times where I have dogs like that, where like the first like week or two, it's like dog's better, like things are looking better. And all of a sudden, like we watch it play with a dog out of nowhere. And you're like, wait a second, something's changing a little bit here. And then that's a little bit more, and that's a little bit more. And then they start to unlock, you know what I mean? It's a matter of building trust. Like she's had a lot of her trust broken, but you definitely have the ability, especially with just you living with her, of making sure like you're really conscious of how you're moving around her, your energy around her, calmness, relaxation. She can trust, not trying to force her to be by you and stuff. If she wants to go lay over there, that's cool. Maybe you just go by, like you lure her with things and like just do cool things with her. Kind of like it's one where like I would love to post videos like that, but people would be so bored with me because I would bring the dog and I would just be like sitting around letting the dog kind of do what it wants and just learn to be by me and realize I'm not going to be like these other people who harmed you, kind of thing, you know? And how long ago did you get her back from the other trainer?
Yep. It's been over about a year and a half, actually. There have been little triggers here and there, like certain commands that I realized, oh, that's it. And I change the command. And if you go right back to normal, we're good because we knew one. This is the first time it's been this bad again, but probably a year and a half. And it's I'm not meaning butt in, but everything you're saying is I've done. Everything you're saying, that's I'm at the point now. What do I do next? Or is it just a time thing? You know, everything you're saying,
like,
we do.
It's likely a time thing, but what you also may want to consider is trying to figure out, is there any toy or game that she likes to play?
She will not. Toys are with her. Ever since I got her, I don't know because they abuse her with all the tools, and that's how we did Jay Jack's play seminar, and I got her back a little bit, and it slowly went again. She just does not want it at all with toys. And I tried a couple weeks ago, and it was just a total shutdown. She wanted to go inside. She just wanted to leave me. Forget it. I don't want to play that ball. I'll be going inside.
They're going to do that. They're going to do that stuff. And that's where a lot of times the human follows the dog unknowingly, meaning like we bring the toy out and we go to like play with it. You want to play? And she's like, I'm not that interested. And we're like, she doesn't want to play. And we go inside. To me, I would take that toy. I'd be like, oh, look at this. And she doesn't want to play. She's like, I'm not sure. I would keep her on the leash and I'd be like playing with the toy over here. Going to get it, throwing it by her, like you're having so much fun, because eventually if it's just you and her, like, why is he so about that toy? I'm kind of curious about it. And then when she actually goes to get that toy and play a little bit, that's the key to not get like, oh my God, she's playing with the toy. Yeah. And then because then she'd be like, what? I don't want to touch that toy. But if she plays with the toy and she touches a little bit, be like, wow, you touched that toy too? Okay, I'm going to go play with it over here now. And then I got it now. You're going to come get it? And then there's something about the play thing with those kind of dogs that there is, once you can trigger it, and they play very, very hard to get of like being able to do it. You know what I mean? But once you can get it a little bit, it can literally change things really quickly. So that's another thing I'd be considering, but just not in a way of pushing her to play. Like, come on, play. Cause she's like, I don't want to play with that energy. But if you're just playing like la la la, playing with this toy, throw the ball over there. Get it. Look at it. Throw it up in the air. Throw it by her. Eventually, like she's gonna see it go by, and she's and like I would be luring her into that thing for sure.
I've been doing that. If I had a video camera outside, you laugh your ass off because I'm doing like that, woohoo, playing by myself and doing this. And it's been about 2 weeks now. She still wants nothing to do with it at all. To the point where she wants to run inside. She wants to run away. It just looks to me like you're a fucking idiot, man. And just wants to run away. That's I'm at the point now. I don't know what the next step is.
Take a video of you playing with her so I can see that, and I can maybe advise you on how you're doing the play.
When you're gonna laugh at this. The one trainer that ruined her loved to take pictures of making her hold stuff, but she'd force her to hold stuff, grab the mouth, hold it shut like that. So when I bring a camera out, even just to talk, you're not taking a picture of me. You're not taking a video of me. If I see you set the camera over there in the corner on the stand, I see you doing that. And it's total different dog when that camera's
out. That's one where eventually you can break the
videos have been tough.
Yeah, that's one you can do. You can break the pattern. I know what you're saying. That's one you have to break the camera pattern of like bring the camera out, don't face it towards her, and then when she's triggered with that, you just with the leash block the flight if she goes to leave, and then let it just be there and just try to get her out of that state of focus on the camera and get her to play. That's the hard part, is like triggering the play thing, and that does take a skill. I know, like you went to go see Jay with that, which is great. But it's sometimes even learning the skill we give up too soon when the dog's like close to being ready to play, even though it doesn't seem like they're ready to play. But that's one for me. And then is playing with her. So the steps, just to summarize this, I would say like the first step would be just make sure you're checking your own energy, you're staying calm around her, no putting pressure on her, building the trust up. If you can get her around balanced dogs, that's like the best one. Like that would be probably one of the first things I would do with her is I would get her and put her in with like 10 dogs who I know are good dogs. Because she would be like, I don't know what to do. What do I do?
Yeah.
And but they would eventually lure her in to get back to being a normal dog. It's the immersion and being pressured by 10 of them feeling good, and she's by herself. The pack drive eventually kicks in. And the third thing I would do would be focused on the play with her, and not just giving up the game if she's not playing right away. Like if you go out there and say I'm gonna play right now for the next 15 minutes. I don't know if she doesn't join in, so be it. But I'm gonna be playing for the next 15 minutes and having fun with it. You know what I'm saying? And then you can use that to your advantage and see if that can build up a little bit. Because all you need is a little bit of the interest. And then you can end the game right there. Go back inside, come back out. And then you get a little bit more interest of like that. And she may go near it and go, wow. And then you like end the game there, go in, and just keep repeating that over and over again.
Yeah.
But keep me posted.
That's how I got her back last time. It's funny. Everything you're saying, I am doing. Yeah.
It just might be more time.
Question though, before you let me go.
Go ahead.
When she does, okay. When she does do that, just all of a sudden shuts down on me, or it's a backup, whatever. What do I do there? Do I just leave her alone, or?
In what scenario? Like you're saying the one where you're reaching down and she's going like this.
Yeah, or just anything in the house. Like sometimes, like before we have dinner, she works for her food a little bit. I just throw her steak. So lately we haven't been training. I just throw her the steak. But let's just use that for example. I'll say, come, and she doesn't want to. She'll walk really slow and then back off. During when she does that kind of stuff, do I just let her back off for alone?
You're doing commands still. And that's triggering her to the old places of like, now I'm getting these comes and these sits and the over. Like I would be removing all that crap right now. None of that.
Okay.
I would like go by. I would throw food on the floor, let her go get it. I might walk by her and like engage her nose.
Yep.
And she comes and follows me. And
that's what I've been doing. Yep.
Like that stuff. I wouldn't do any of like come because then she's like, oh wait, now we're back in that training, me getting beat up mode. I don't like that mode.
Okay.
You know, so build the trust first. Then you do. Then you're doing
that.
That's
why I messed up last night.
Yeah, she's more curious and blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, like she's coming to you, you say come, and she's like, what? And you're like, good girl, boom. And she's like, anyway, I don't care about that anymore. I trust dad.
Yep. That's what happened last night. Okay.
Well, keep me posted Steve. On it, Warren. Keep me posted on it, Warren. And like, I'm going
to check into a one-on-one with you anyway.
Yeah, do that. And we could, this way I could break down a lot of the videos, take a lot of the videos. And if needed, I have someone who's in Orlando. I know it's not that close, but someone who could help you potentially over there.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, Warren, be good. Thank you.
Yep.
Take care.
All right.
That was a good one. It's a challenge. Like those are like that's a, this is why everyone's unique. It's a unique situation, but a dog who is in a state of borderline fear shutdown, right? So it's like, how do you get those dogs back in? Going back to what we said, the vet behaviorists, put them on the flocks. That's not going to solve the problem. I'm just telling you. In my personal opinion, it's not going to solve the problem. It'll mask a problem nicely, but it won't solve it. That's one that takes a lot of time and patience, those kind of dogs, especially when they've dealt with that type of trauma and they to a degree have like a PTSD based on it. So it takes time. And so it's like, sometimes I want to remind people also of like, why is she staying so fear? Like she's not doing it as fast as I want her to do. Like, and I get, he wasn't saying that, but some people may think that like, I want her to be better by this amount of time. And by putting that pressure on, it can actually delay things dramatically because you're putting this like pressure of like, I have to have her by this point. And it's like, I'm not getting to that point. And that brings pressure and anxiety to a scenario where the dog is feeling fear. It's not going to help. To me, I'm just like, I'm going to keep putting in scenarios. I'm going to be ultra patient. And I do have the advantage of seeing it so many times with my own eyes of a dog who like literally won't move and would rather be dead than be alive. Go from like being around some dogs and then wanting to be by people and being more curious and getting out of it. And it takes time and patience. Why a lot of those dogs are challenging to rehabilitate. Because once fear gets developed, it's one of the most challenging things to overcome. I would say to me in the dog world, if someone came to me and said, what are the two most challenging things to deal with? Number one is the human who's not willing to change. That'll never work. So let's remove that out of the way. But out of the actual behavior stuff, I would say inter-home fighting, where two dogs are fighting within their same home. Dogs who are going after their own humans in the home. those are pretty rough ones to deal with for sure. And then the other one is fear. So if you have a fearful dog, a shutdown dog who's like flight, run away thing, it takes time with those guys to do it. It's probably one of the longest things to deal with. So it's difficult. Look, my suggestion is hard to say because I see the dog and it's like, that's a dog who I need to just get be around and feel that dog a little bit more and just see like when I move, how's she reacting to all these things that we're doing and see how we can adjust. And something I would say also is when it comes to this stuff, creativity is huge when it comes to this stuff, nervous dogs. Cause most of the trainers are gonna be like, put her on an e-collar and make her sit and heel and give her food and blah, blah. It's like very basic shit, but like, he might find that if he picks up a stapler, that the dog is curious and does that. Then I'm using this freaking stapler. I'm going to bring this out if that changes the dog's mind for something I want. I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? If it changes and influences the dog to the state that I want, I'm going to use that thing. So that's something that Caesar gave me years ago was don't ever forget about your creativity when it comes to working with an animal. And by understanding your own emotions and your own energy and understanding the dog's energy plus the psychology, that gives you a big lane of being creative of like, all right, my energy is this, the dog's energy is this. I know the psychology of an animal and I have to change it to do this. What could I use? And then it's like, what in my environment, my energy, what person, what tool, what can I use to change something to get this dog to the state that I want it to be? All right, next. What's up, Eric?
Steve, how's it going?
How are you?
Nice to meet you. I also wanted to say for Jamie as well, I wanted to compliment her.
Oh.
Very professional and organized.
2 for 2. I got to get someone come on here next who says like, Jamie was really difficult to schedule with and then.
Yeah. Cool.
That's
so
good. I appreciate that.
Bit of background. I think I sent Jamie a video as well. I've got a 5-month-old Labradoodle. He's really amazing. He's an amazing dog. Doesn't have too many problems. The one thing that we are dealing with we cannot crack is his isolation distress. And I say isolation distress because I don't think it's like the typical separation anxiety. He's not like clingy. When we come back, when we're out for a little bit, he's not like running up to us. He's fine with other people. He's fine when he's alone with dogs. But when he's just by himself in a room and he doesn't have access to us and knows that we're gone, he definitely gets anxious. He's, howling. I live in an apartment building in New York City too, so I'm trying to not piss off my neighbors. He's pacing back and forth. He'll pant. We've tried a lot of different things. The crate, he really struggles with the crate during the day. So we've been leaving him in our living room. We kind of divided it with a gate.
How does he do with that? How does he do with that when you divide the room?
He's much better there than he is in the crate. He can settle for a little bit and then he'll get up and he'll get really anxious and start barking. So we've kind of started to go more that route versus trying to get him in the crate and be the place where we leave him. He's potty trained, so we're not really worried about an accident. And so far we haven't let it escalate to the point where he's peeing on the couch or he's destroying things. We've really tried to take it slow, and I think we haven't really, my wife, we've had him since late January, and my wife and I still haven't gone out for a date yet.
You're on house arrest.
We've had people watch him to get out of the house here and there to keep our mental.
Is it just one dog you have?
Just one dog, yeah.
So did you start with the crate training stuff right from the beginning or no?
Yeah, right from the beginning. We started from the crate, and he resisted it like crazy. It just would bite on the crate, really freak out, and so.
And then what happened? You would let him out there just because you were going nuts?
We tried letting him cry it out. We're told don't do that. We would wait for a moment of silence, then we would let him out, and then he would. We would let him sleep on the ground next to our bed, and then eventually he actually started going to the crate by himself, started liking the crate only at night, and then he would, about 2 or 3 weeks ago at night, just started not wanting the crate, and talked to a few trainers and folks here and there and said that as long as he's not having accidents, it's not necessary, but if we needed to at night, we could put him in the crate and he'd be fine. But during the day, it's a no-go. And then the other mention I'll have, and I don't know if this is related. He was like the last one left in his litter, and he was like alone for a few days. I don't know if that has anything to do with things.
That's good info. Okay, so and have you worked with any trainers on this?
Yeah, we've worked with a few trainers.
Tell me what they're suggesting. Tell me what they're suggesting.
So
clearly you're here, so it's not working that well.
Yeah, a lot of practice with departure cues. So jingling the keys. Departure cues. So
departure cues, yeah.
We'll jingle the keys. We'll put on our coat, then we'll come back into the gated area and sit down on the couch and not really pay attention to him. Just kind of exist, let him resettle, and then we've been able to escalate that to leaving the apartment for about like 3 to 5 minutes. But it's not linear. Like there's sometimes where when we leave, he'll bark immediately, but then there's sometimes where I'll go down and do my laundry and I'll be gone for 6 or 7 minutes and he's fine. But sometimes he's freaking out and howling and just going nuts.
And when he's freaking out and howling and you come back from like the laundry, what does he do when you get there?
He will immediately stop, just look at me. I'll wait until he quiets down for a second before I enter the room. I won't really pay attention to him. And when I come back, I'll open up the gated area. He'll kind of just look at me and then he'll kind of resettle. He's not like coming up to me, freaking out, jumping. From what I've like learned about him, he wants to just know that he has access to me if he wants to. He's not clingy. He's not coming up to us all the time. He's just like, oh, he's in the apartment. I'm good.
Yeah. And so what do the trainers have you do? Just desensitize basically?
Yeah. So essentially the path that we were going down is like continue to try to build that time that we can leave, but it's really inconsistent and just didn't really feel like we were making much progress out of that.
Some of these methods that these trainers do, I'm not saying yours, but like some of these methods they tell these people with the separation anxiety stuff, like the owners look at it and like, so basically I'm married to this forever, for like months on end, every day. It's just not realistic.
No.
As you know.
Yeah.
How many of the trainers told you to address him? It's a male, the dog? Male, right?
Yeah.
How many told you to address him and tell him to stop? Correct them.
None of them.
Yeah.
One woman that we're working with now, she actually with the crate training said if he's whining or barking in the crate to actually correct him by making like a loud sound.
Yeah.
So like banging on the crate and basically startling him a bit, or verbally saying like quiet, like nothing too like harsh, but just like correct.
Yeah, snap him out of it.
Doing that, yeah.
Because here's my point: if you gave me that dog, I would make sure, all right, so he's got an issue with like being left. Okay, so first let me make sure that I drain his energy significantly. Number one, that's the first thing. Like this, if I'm going to start setting this up, like drain him to the point where he's really tired.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to put him, like I'll bring him in and then I'm going to guide him right to a kennel or to a place, whatever. But since the kennel is the issue and it's during the day, even is the issue, I would guide him to the kennel, leave the leash on him, put him in the kennel, make sure he's settled all the way before I close the door. Close the door, and then I put the leash like through the kennel all the way, like even if I didn't need a long leash kind of thing. Yeah. I'd let him sit there. And then when he starts whining and barking or whatever, I'll probably pick up the leash and he's rah, 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 like whatever he's doing. I'll pick up the leash. I'm gonna say first I'm gonna say shush. That's me. But you could say quiet or shush. That's the first thing. He'll probably just disregard it. And then when he keeps barking, I'm gonna pick up the leash. I'm gonna say no. Boop, pop the leash. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
And then he settles down. And then when he settles all the way down from that point, quiet or shush, whatever it is to mark the state of mind that I want. And I'm going to go back to what I'm doing. And he starts again, repeat, starts again, repeat. And then eventually, ideally, he should be tired because we gave him on a bunch of exercise. He finally lays down for us. I guess I'm going to be in this kennel. And right at that moment, you calmly stand up and walk over, open the crate door and invite him out.
Right when he settles.
Yeah, right when he settles. And then as time goes on, you wait for that settle for 5 seconds, 20 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, resting in there. Good. Then now you've accomplished it with you in the room with him. The next step would be then taking the kennel and putting it in like the bedroom.
Yeah, it's currently in the bedroom right now.
Okay. Maybe you bring it out right now and bring it into the living room so you could put him in there when you guys are awake and can address him and stuff and say, hey, knock it off. That's going to be the question is when you go to address him, does he take you seriously or not too? Because we have to figure out what's going to work. Is it the leash? Is it where a remote collar could come in with this is when he understands that that's coming from you, then you can use it from outside the apartment also.
Yeah.
So So look, when I say that, if I said that to some of these trainers, they'd be like, oh yeah, typical. That guy's just telling you to lock him in there and shock him. It's like, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying to do all the steps that we talked about, desensitize, of course, drain his energy significantly, do all these steps of bringing him in there and stuff. But we have to have some way to tell him we disagree with this thing. Because the trainers and the vets will tell you forever, they love to label it, he's got some condition. He's got some condition, and like he was born with this condition, and he can't do it. It's like, no, they can't figure out how to get him to do it, so they're going to tell you that. And they're trying to find any way to do it without you addressing this dog and tell him you disagree with him barking in the kennel. Like for me, it's such a big one that like the trainers are saying all this stuff, but make sure you give these dogs direction. You have to just give them direction. They know what to do. Telling a dog what not to do is giving direction. Like I have a 2-year-old. When I tell my son, hey, don't walk in the street, that's direction. Yeah. According to their theory, I should just let him walk in the street and like ignore it. I mean, it makes no sense to me. Have you ever? So that's what I would say is I'd be interested. That's one is I'd be interested to see like if you address him, like how does he take it? And then I would also be interested to study how it's your wife who lives there too?
Yeah.
Like how every day goes. Like those are the things you have to monitor too, because most people are focused just on the crate when you leave, but not focused on so much of like, I told him to sit down. He kind of like disregarded me and I got distracted and did something else. But that's also a moment where you gave direction and the dog said, I disagree. I'm not listening to it.
Yeah. He's pretty obedient with that stuff. Like he's very, very good with that kind of thing. I'm curious, like, do you think that it needs to be in the kennel or like this is
what I would say. It doesn't need to be, but the thing is, if you do decide for it, because it's a young dog too, that's what I'm saying, because if you decide not to do the kennel, like you're pretty much going to have a difficult time bringing it back ever. And in my opinion, it was kind of like he decided he doesn't like the kennel. So we'll go with his direction.
Makes sense.
Because this is what I would say to you is like, if it's like, we don't really have that, like this urgency to have a kennel long-term, I would say that's cool. So just get him comfortable with a kennel. So if you ever have to board him, he ever has to have a surgery at a vet or something, he's not melting down because of a kennel. And then you can leave him out. But to me, even to leave him out, you would still have to do this type of thing anyway. Because if you leave the apartment, how are you going to address him when he's doing this barking thing?
Yeah.
Like they're going to say, ignore it and wait. I mean, good luck. I'm pretty sure that they're going to probably give you complaints and shit.
Yeah.
From my experience, at least with my clients in New York, they're like, the trainers told me to wait, but I can't. I'm going to get kicked out of the building.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. I would just like, look, you're in New York, so I could help you with this and show you exactly how to do it in person if you want, or we could do another call. I could give you the exact steps long-term, like boom, 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 boom. This is how you do it. I've done so many of them. I have 2 dogs here currently. One just went home. This dog, Gnocchi, last night. People are Italian, whatever. Gnocchi went home for separation anxiety. And I got a new dog, Oscar, today for separation anxiety.
Yeah.
Hey, look, for some reason, these dogs that owners are telling me, like losing their shit in their kennels, going ballistic, and they can't tell them to stop. With us, it's like, knock it off, quiet. And they're like, oh, all right. But remember, we're not like babying these dogs when they're here all day and like, oh, you want this? Oh, you don't want to go that way? Okay. We don't do any of that stuff. We're like, hey, guys, we're doing this. This is the rules. These are the boundaries. These are limitations. We're going to exercise the hell out of you guys. Follow all this stuff, and we'll reward you with good stuff. We ask you to stay in the kennel when you're resting and just be quiet while you're in there to be good with the other dogs here.
Yeah, it makes sense. And
because like it would be like me going to a hotel and like scream, or I live in the apartment next to you and I'm screaming and yelling because I don't like being left behind. Like what? Yeah. That makes but the parents need to do something about that. Sorry, my kid, the human trainer told me just let my kid scream until he stops. Yeah. I like doing that stuff because when you see some of this advice like that they're giving for dogs, if you thought about it with a kid, it would be like ludicrous advice what they're saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, would you let your daughter decide or son decide? Like, I don't want to sleep in my bedroom. I'm not staying in there anymore. I'm going to sleep on the kitchen table.
Yeah.
Like you would be like, no, get off the kitchen table and you're sleeping in your bed. Eventually, you know what I'm saying?
Totally. So you'd recommend like if we were to leave him out of the crate and like that's the route that we wanted to go to some sort of like e-collar to basically correct it?
It doesn't have to be e-collar. What I would do is potentially, because I've done it with people without remote collar, and what it needs to do is you leave the apartment. What a lot of these dogs are missing is the information from you of you disagree with what they're doing. Because if you think about it, when you go to do laundry, based on what the trainers are telling you, you come back, they're like, ignore him, wait till he's quiet, and just come back in and like act like nothing happened, right?
Yeah.
Something happened though.
Yeah.
You left and he lost his shit. You know what I mean? So something did happen. So why are we acting like nothing happened? Something did happen. So when I come back in the apartment and he's like, I'm going to come put pressure on him right away. Sit down, quiet.
Yeah.
No. And then I'm going to probably walk back out of the apartment and see if he does it again. If he does it again, I'm going to go back and address him right away again. And then I'll walk back to the apartment and then I wait and all of a sudden he's not doing it. And then I open the door and he's sitting there calmly. Good boy. That's a good boy.
Got it.
You got to have both sides of the information. That's at least my opinion. Again, I'm not saying I'm right about everything, but in my opinion, based on the separation anxiety of people who have dealt with they're just giving the pills or this like long-winded way of like, come back and then ignore. And it just takes forever. And a lot of times it doesn't solve the problem. It can, don't get me wrong. It can, but clearly you're noticing with your individual dog, it's not changing what's happening here. So we need to do something. And in my opinion, it sounds like that guy just needs some sort of information of, I disagree with you doing this barking crap when we leave. Yeah. Put the video. There's a video you have. Put it up. They're going to put a video up.
Him in the crate, I think.
And this is where?
This is in the bedroom. The crate's like covered at night.
Yeah, to me, you can stop it.
He's much better at that at night, by the way, but that's kind of how he will act during the day if I leave him in there. Yeah. I would be focused on exercise for sure, making sure I'm putting in there. Anytime I'm going to put him in there, he's got to be tired. Yeah.
And then in that moment, I would probably come. This is what I did with all my dogs when they were puppies. I mean, people go through this long-winded thing with the crate. When I got Marty, my American Bulldog, I was with him in LA teaching a workshop with the dog whisperer. So I was in a hotel. I couldn't let him bark it out and stuff or whatever. Yeah. He was exhausted from being at the ranch all day. I brought him home by the kennel. I put him in the room. I closed the kennel door. I walked to the bathroom and he started doing like that, like having a meltdown, like, rah, rah, rah. I calmly walked over, opened up the kennel. He's like, I gave like the lightest touch ever. I was like, doop, on his chest. He's like, what? And I made sure my energy was calm, but very certain. I said, quiet. And I stayed there, like staring at him. And he was just like, he didn't but he knows, because he knows from his mom what that energy is. And he went and kind of like laid, good boy. And I closed the crate door, walked away a little bit. I looked back, he stayed in there, came back over, invited him out. And then from that point forward, he barely ever did it ever again. It's in my opinion, there's a layer to this of allowing them to bark and bark and bark and ignore it is also a layer of practicing the behavior. Totally. They're not thinking about that when they're instructing that of like, if every day I do this barking thing and no, I'm still practicing this barking thing. Their theory is, yeah, but it's not working for them, but it does because you come back home. So to them, it's like leave, bark, human comes back. And then the trainer's like, good job, you're doing good. It's like, I'm 5 months in and the dog's still barking every time I leave. Yeah, it's going to take some time. When are we going to overcome this? When the dog's 10 years old?
Yeah. So you'd say like, if we don't want to do the crate, like get an e-collar and then should we like,
I wouldn't even do the e-collar. My point is I wouldn't even do the e-collar yet. Start with going to the laundry room. When you come back and he starts barking, come in. No. Back up and go in.
Like, I literally just left to go to the laundry. I came back. He was barking intermittently, but by the time I came back, he was kind of okay. I mean, maybe, I don't know, like maybe he needs to bark for a little bit.
Hey, another option, they're telling you to only come in when he stops barking. I understand the theory, but there's also one while he's in the middle of the barking to come in and address him, because that's going to also be a big change to the pattern.
Yeah, and you just like kind of yell and say quiet.
Not yell, but with calm energy, but certain energy. Like you do like rah, rah, rah. Hey. Huh? Oh no, let's do excitement play, Dad. No. This is not time for that. I need you to be quiet.
Yeah, he doesn't even want to play when I come back. He's just like he'll completely relax when he sees me, essentially. Yeah, so you got to get it when he's actually barking and come address him and tell him you disagree with that part. Yeah.
If you need more help, I'm right here. So just let me know. We could do more of it.
You're in New York?
Yeah, I'm in New Jersey. I'm like, nice. 50 minutes from New York. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, great.
Yep. Yeah, so we could do that if we need to. But keep me posted how it's going. You could always like send me a message and say how things are going. Update.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, bro. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, that's a good one, guys. Like this, I like those ones, separation anxiety ones, because that's like a very one that I'm like, I really want to do a full thing on separation anxiety. I actually want to do a full video on like all these things, like separation anxiety, leash reactivity, resource guarding, dog-to-dog aggression, dog reactivity, like whatever the hell it is, and go through like, this is what it is. This is what a lot of trainers and vets suggest. This is why those things won't work. This is what I would suggest. And this is why they may work, or they do work sometimes, right? That people can at least see the whole thing. Because it's just like this type of scenario. He's, you could tell this guy's a with it guy. He's like, I'm trying to do the right thing, figure it out, blah, blah. And what does he do? He goes, seeks the advice of the dog training, behavior, psychology, veterinary world. And they give you the typical bullshit, which is just like, yeah, just ignore them and just blah, 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 and everything will be fine. It's like very, like, I don't know, amateur hour type stuff to me. If you want to ask my honest opinion, it should be more of like, let me really break down what's happening with this dog. If you notice, when people are coming on here, I'm like writing a lot. I'm asking a lot of questions. I'm and what about this? And what did the trainer? And I'm not just like, oh, separation anxiety. So what you do is get treats and put them in the thing and come back and ignore. It's like, what? Where do these people live? Who's in the home? What's this dog's energy? What have they tried? What have they been advised to do? What are all the things that have happened first? So I know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this problem or project overall in its totality of what's happening, so we can come up with a plan for it. To me, that's the biggest one that's missing in all this stuff. Is it's an interesting way it happens. I think this is what happens in the dog world: is the polar opposites are just fighting with each other, and they think everybody is like them. So what I mean by that is the people who just basically say, ignore your dog, throw treats at the problem, and then there's the other ones who are like, we heard from both people, by the way. One of them going to the trainer with the compulsion and the e-collar, prong collar, shutting the dog down, punishment. I hear a lot of that shit. And I hear on the other side, the ones with the food and all this, ignore everything. So these guys, the food people, ignore everything, are saying we should do that because it's wrong to just e-collar and prong collar every dog you meet. And I'm like, I agree with you, but just so you know, everybody's not like that. You're just focused on one shitty subset of the dog training world. And then this side over here, who puts a prong collar on e-collar on every dog, no matter who it is, and shuts them down a lot of the times, is saying just ignoring things and just throwing foods at problem isn't going to solve the problem. So that's why you have to correct and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're right to a degree, but you're way too extreme on it, and you're fighting people who are extreme. So what I'm saying with that is, like, be careful listening to these people. This area here is the one you got to avoid, because this is the one that is going to tell you some stuff that might not be the best advice for you. In here is where you want to be. And it's not just me who's in here. There's a bunch of other like good dog people in here, and people in general in here who know about dogs, who've been doing it, who will absolutely use food, use luring, use tons of positive reinforcement, play, all that stuff, but isn't afraid to tell a dog no in a calm, confident, fair way, and disagree with something to give the information to the dog so he understands. So that's just a little thing that I experienced. I try to give you guys like just stuff that I'm thinking about like during the week. I scroll, I read stuff, I read other people's, I watch their videos and stuff, and I'm like, damn, I hope the public doesn't see this one though, because that's going to confuse people. They need to, and then I want to like give what I see on it for you guys. I'm not saying that I'm right and I'm Mr. No, I'm not. I'm just sharing what I see on it based on the results we're getting, and clearly we're doing pretty well with it. So who else do we have? Let's go. Okay. Leanne.
Hello.
How are you?
Pretty good.
How can I help you?
Kind of just coming on because I watch you a lot, so I thought I'd give it a shot.
Yeah.
We have about 5.5-year-old English setter. Maybe part of the background that I don't think I added to the email was we did have like a German Shepherd Husky Retriever cross that passed away at the end of December, who was kind of more dominant. So that's also probably why some of those behaviors are developing.
Okay.
The video we sent wasn't necessarily like related to the question I have, but just to show some of the behaviors that might be contributing.
You want to put it on? Can we put it on?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
go for it.
Small clip. Okay.
Oh, good.
There we go. That's some good behavior.
Just run her own. Oh, there we go. Come on. Nope. Yeah, good. Shake it off. Good. Yes.
Okay, so that's a meeting between you. So your dog is the tan one.
And my dog is the spotted one.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a retriever. It's like one of the more red, not a Irish setter. it's just a neighbor who I met, who my dog hadn't met her dogs, and I knew she trained, so I kind of trusted her to do a video with me.
Okay.
And then I had another video where.
Do you have any questions about that video?
I mean, he's a nervous dog. The rest of that video was kind of showing the lip licking, the yawning. I might be getting it wrong in that specific scenario because he had gotten a little bit more comfortable and kind of started getting ready to play, which was nice.
Yeah.
But then he it got too high energy, it felt like, and then he kind of did the snap, snap, snap.
Yeah, so that's what I was wondering. I was like, I thought your dog was the tan one because that dog was the problem in that video.
Right. Yeah, no, that was kind of he was giving the feedback of get back.
Yeah, they were. I don't know, like how they obviously didn't see before, but like when they met there, you had two dogs who were kind of interested, but the tan one was more in like, I'm in like stalk, play, pounce mode, and your guy was kind of like, all right, like what is all this? It just might be that kind of a dog, like that. What was it, like a golden retriever there or something?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That guy, that type of, and not the golden retriever, that type of energy dog just might be a little bit too much for yours right now in the beginning.
Definitely. We do kind of notice that about him. I think the other parts of the video that I was kind of showing more was maybe like the nervous cues that you see with our dog. So throughout the video, like, and then another part where he's yawning, lip licking. You know he's uncomfortable, so I kind of let him take his own space. Like I give him more leash line to walk away.
Yep.
Sometimes, like in another part of the video, you see them calmly sitting together, but then the other dog looks a little curious to like go up to him, and it's face to face, and his eyes lock on him, so he does a snap, snap, snap. He'll snap it down if they get too close, which is fine. Like good feedback for the other dog. I think for me, where we're struggling a bit is off leash. Our dog is great at recall, 100% recall. We did train him with an e-collar. We don't really need it now, but we keep it on him just in case.
Right.
He'll come right back to us, sit beside us, and that's great. But when other people don't have that same recall, they'll come right up to us, and that interaction where he immediately goes into alert, his body's up, he's very rigid, and they go face to face, and he does the snap, 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 which he's giving them that feedback, but sometimes it goes the opposite way we want it, and the dog reacts to him and might pin him, or
do you feel like he's guarding you or more protecting himself?
I think he's protecting himself. He's been nervous. Attacked before.
Okay.
He's nervous. Like we do see that. And it's almost like he didn't even give it a chance to be like a calm interaction.
No. He's going to be proactive now. So this is the thing. I would not put him off leash with those dogs right now, for sure.
Go
ahead.
Yeah. We're not putting him off leash with other people. It's like we're going for a hike and he's off leash and it's a big area and the dog comes running. And so we keep him off the leash because he's beside us, and we don't want to like be making the interaction worse if we have him kind of like, if we can't get the other dog to back off just with our energy.
Yeah.
We don't really know how to stop it.
Yeah, you might need to bring something with you, like you bring a tennis racket or you bring like the compressed air or something where that could give you a little bit more to send dogs away. Because that's what I think he needs more than anything is to believe that who is it? You and your husband or something
yeah, sometimes we're going on our own or together, but it's kind of the same
that
reaction.
You guys can protect him from these dogs. Because he feels like he's got to do it on his own. So my point is, if a dog comes and approaches him and then like there's an interaction, he snaps, and then the other dog like tries to pin him down on the side, then he's saying like right in front of my leaders, they let me get dominated.
Right. I guess that's kind of where we thought about taking compressed air with us or something, just in case. Like some dogs, we are just ourselves able to get to back off before they actually get to the face-to-face, because he sits near us the whole time until they get to that point where then it's like, I can't put myself between you. I don't know what this dog's going to do.
I get it. You need two. Where do you live, by the way?
We're in Canada. We're in Thunder Bay, Ontario. Pretty far away.
I'm trying to think of who I know up there, if I know anybody in Ontario. But you need two things. You need, number one, he's got to be able to see that you can protect him in those scenarios. So being like, we're off leash. You tell him to recall. He comes next to you, and here comes this dog coming. You have him behind, and you're telling the dog, hey, calmly though, because you can't panic in these moments because he'll feel that energy, but calmly and certain. Now, go. And if the person's there, you might just grabbing your dog, just like I'm working on some training, you know. Hopefully the people are reasonable people and they'll just take their dog back. No big issue. If the dog keeps coming though, it comes down to a point where it's either, do I compress air this dog and maybe the owner might be like annoyed with me, but my dog feels safe now? I'll do that all day long. Cause like what's the other side of like, well, I don't want to offend that owner or like, and their dog. So I'll just let my dog I can't let that happen, unfortunately.
Okay.
That's the first side. And then to me, the second side would be, this is the hardest part though. It's like, you need somebody who has some balanced dogs who can like, knows what they're doing to bring him in. Cause look at that guy. I would be like, okay, give me Pluto, Nico, Marty, like these dogs. I know who I need, and then bring him in. If he does his snap thing, no one's going to attack him. No one's going to pin him down. They'll let the humans deal with it. And we'll remind him, I know you're afraid, but we can't just bite dogs when you come in here. Calm down. You're all right. Come back in. And he has to have some of those scenarios and realize nothing bad happens. So he has like a model of, oh, all dogs aren't here to harm me and pick on me. And just know also, like dogs who are insecure or a little bit unsure, they know that other dogs know they're unsure. So those dogs a lot of times will be proactive and act aggressive towards other dogs to keep them away. So they don't have to be stuck in feeling this nervousness and getting dominated and stuff.
Right. And I think like definitely our other dog was the dominant dog. And I think dogs stayed away from us because we had that dog and he never had to be the one that stepped up.
See what I'm saying? So now you guys can behave as your old but dominant dog was, who can keep the dogs away. But then ideally you can then get him around some quality dogs so he doesn't have to feel so worried about every dog coming by. You see what I'm saying with the two sides to it? It's like in the moment, he's like, okay, mom and dad protect me. I feel much better. But I'm still like not so sure about dogs in general. Cool. Over here, let's bring you by some balanced dogs. Let's go on. There's a community pack walk where they just go walk the dogs in a line and go on that thing with them. Find a trainer who's got balanced dogs, go with them for a little bit, you know?
Yeah, definitely. There's a bunch of different training classes in our area. And there is one that does like group training and stuff. I guess where I kind of tend to shy away is that it's a bunch of people who are trying to learn how to train their dogs. So
yeah.
He doesn't even let the dog sniff his butt because he's already on edge. So I kind of shy away from it for that reason.
I know that's a problem. Is like most classes when it comes to like dog training are going to be like, yeah, sit obedience and then leash walking and whatever. Like what you need is just a place where like, can my dog just be around balanced dogs?
Right. Yeah.
And if he expresses himself, they're not going to attack him and we can just help him through it. That's what he needs.
Okay. Yeah, that's helpful. The only, I guess, maybe this should be quick. When it has happened, like where even recently a dog did pin him because of how he reacted, and then it heightens the situation. He makes like those screeching noises, like we just call it honking. He just starts yelling.
Yeah.
And it makes it worse. And so we kind of try to calmly just separate them without making it an attack. If the other dog is just trying to dominate, but then he's making it worse. Is there any way, if it does ever get to that point, to somehow diffuse that without, I mean, the way we're doing it works. It's just, but what if it's too late? And then
I would definitely be focused on the prevention for sure. I'm just saying that. And then if you're in that moment, every one of those moments is going to be somewhat different though, based on the other dog and how your dog's reacting too. But if your dog's squealing, I mean, look,
that's
like for me, if that other dog has a collar on, I'm going to like try to like be stealthy, but you got to be careful. This is again me. So don't just always take my advice with this. I've also grabbed a bunch of dogs and done things like this. So, but if it was me, I would probably go in and try to like grab that dog by his collar and pull straight up. Because from up here, he can't really like bite me or anything like that. Up and away, and just hold him up and see if I can make sure my dog doesn't go after him in that moment, kind of thing. And just hold the dog up and away if I could, or put a leash on him and be like, "Can you just come grab your dog, please?" Like, that's my point. Someone in the dog park should be like, my dog's dominating dogs in the dog park. That owner should, like, if it was me and my dog, they wouldn't. But if they did do that, I'd be sprinting full speed over there to get my dog off and make sure he never did that again.
Right. Yeah.
That's why you just got to be careful. You bring them. I know it's like the hike and all that thing. And if you're saying like, no, like we really enjoy that. He really enjoys it. And I would just say, okay, then you just have to be really planned out on how to deal with dogs coming in, and then maybe come up with a strategy separately of how can I get him around some balanced dogs.
Right. So he,
because like I get the question you're asking. Like, if this shit happens, like what should I do? I mean, I have to know what to do. I'm trying to give you that, but also like do your best to prevent that crap as much as possible.
Oh,
like,
for sure. Yeah. I think generally like we in Northern Ontario, it's pretty spaced out. Like when we're hiking, like it's a very open region. Lots of
you guys can come up with a protocol. Like, okay, dog in the distance. What do we do? What's the training? You know, like we come over here. You come on the leash or come right next to me, and then I stand in front, or your husband stands in front with the racket and make sure the walking stick, the air, whatever it is, just something that makes the dog go away.
Yeah, I think we'll start doing that then. I think maybe we'll look at reaching out to one of the trainers and see if maybe they do have a group of dogs that they feel like are common they could introduce, just so he gets used to like letting dogs sniff him and being around other new dogs without reacting to it.
Correct. But but he may even react. He's got to be able to express himself. So like a dog smelling him, he's like, it's like,
right.
Settle down. We're going to have, that might happen. I know it overwhelms you, but look, nothing bad happens. These guys, I know you've had bad experiences, but the more experience you have of this, you'll realize nothing bad's going to happen. Sometimes when I get those dogs, I bring them in the park with the right dogs, and they sit in the corner for the first like 3-4 days.
Yeah.
They won't even come in. They're like, nope, I can't do it. But eventually, like, because I don't put pressure on them, I'm letting them go through their process. Eventually they start coming in a little bit. That day happens where they're like, what am I going to do? Just sit out here? This drive to be included and be part of a group and a family and a pack it's being pulled to do that. And then they get pulled in. Okay. It's patience though. It takes patience. A lot of remember, us humans want results really fast. And with social media and shit now, we want it even faster than ever. You know?
Yeah. And it's unfortunate. Like he's 5 now, and all of a sudden now this is becoming a new progressing issue. But
it's another way to learn more.
We want another dog, so we want him to be trained well.
That's right.
Before we get the other dog, and then.
And this guy's teaching you something new. He's teaching you something new. That's what I always say when a new dog comes and it's something that I haven't done or haven't overcome or whatever. It's like, wow. So me overcoming this, I'm going to learn something about dogs. I'm going to learn something about myself. That's great. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, It's not always just this is for everybody here. It's not always just about getting the dog to do the behavior you want. It's also learning about yourself, of the things you may be doing or habits you may have or energies you may be in that are preventing that dog from achieving the behavior you want. You know what I mean? That's a really good thing to really know ourselves, because we spend a lot of times defending ourselves and doing all this stuff, but a lot of us don't even really know ourselves. And when you realize, once you really truly know yourself, which a dog is going to teach you about, other people's opinion of you don't really matter as much. It doesn't really matter what other people think, because you know yourself, and you're getting the opinion of a dog who's 100% honest and 100% in the moment. It's like, I'll take their opinion and the opinion of myself, who knows myself, versus stranger in public who looked at me and heard me say one thing ever, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So it's a good one. But
yeah.
Keep me posted. Definitely keep me posted how it's going with that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'll, hopefully it'll be good news.
Yeah. And if not, and even if it's not, we'll come up with a different strategy and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Great talking to you, Leanne. Thank you.
You too.
All right. Take care. Yeah. That's a tough one. Because getting a dog like that, so it's two separate things. Sometimes people come to me and say, my dog's like these things are happening, and I just need my dog to stop reacting to dogs. That's one side. All right. I don't want him to stop lunging at dogs, going after dogs. That's one side of it. But then to really complete it, you ideally want to get that dog who's comfortable around being other dogs. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm like, how can I get that dog to, number one, not to react to dogs, to realize losing their shit at a dog across the street is unacceptable outcome or unacceptable behavior. And then how can I prevent him from doing that? Why is he reacting towards those dogs? It could be the dog doesn't view me as a leader. It could be that he's never been around dogs in his life. It could be like, where is the source of this thing happening? And the result is his reactivity. Because I got to deal with the reactivity, but then also the source, or else you get trapped in the thing. There's a video. I don't know if I posted it today or I'm going to post it today. It's called like this loop of people who bring their dogs, who react and they correct, react, correct, react, correct, react, correct. And it's like every walk is reactions, corrections, and nothing's really changing. that means there's something else that's the source to that has to change also. All right, who's next? I see a lot of people. I don't want to freaking. Hey, Betsy.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
I saw you in the bottom. You were like smiling, laughing. I was like, I can't wait till she comes on. She does a good
Yeah.
energy there.
I'm
where are you
enjoying
from?
this. From Illinois.
Okay.
So
how
we
can I
just
help
got,
you?
yeah, we just got a Great Pyrenees puppy,
Okay.
and she's 15 weeks now. And we've
Okay.
had a great time with her so far. She's responded well to popping on the leash or just grabbing her collar when she nips, and she's pretty much done doing that to us. But she started resource guarding and growling and snarling at me, and I felt like she was going to bite me at one point. So I tried to correct her with the leash again, and she just started barking really, maybe like a bratty bark or a mad bark, I would say, at me, and just got really upset, basically. And this has happened, I think, 4 times now. And I'm not quite sure what to do in that moment, how to be a better leader. So what I've done when she keeps doing that is I put her in a pen in the barn and just walk away until she's calmer. And then I've come back and said, no, that's not okay. Sit. And then when she is willing to do what I've asked her to do, then I take her out and tell her she's good and all that.
Okay.
So I kind of have a 3-pronged question. That's my first one. The second one is jumping. She mostly just does that when she's initially excited and has a lot of energy in the morning, or when we come out to play with her in the afternoon. And I just need to get her in a better state before we do that interaction somehow, because I have little kids, a 1-year-old and 3-year-old, and that's just, the jumping can knock them down. So I'm wondering how to get her in a better state before we are with her, actually, before she's doing the jumping. And then the last one is,
hold on really quick before you give me the third one.
Yep.
Where is this happening? Where is this jumping happening? Like
so she's a Great Pyrenees, so she's with the goats all the time.
Okay, so you keep her outside. She lives outside?
In a barn, and then outside during the day. So
Okay,
she has a huge area to run around in during the day outside.
So she's actually doing like livestock guardian stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
And then she has a large pen in the barn as well. She's never in something like a crate.
Got it. So the jumping is like you guys coming outside or letting her out of the barn.
It's just the people. She loves the people.
Got it. Okay. And what's
and we're with her quite a bit, but it's just the initial is always a little overwhelming. So, and then the third one is, I'm just doing a lot of reading about Great Pyrenees and their independent nature, and they only obey when they feel like it's worth it to them, that type of thing. So I'm wondering how much to expect from her, and how much is just how it's going to be. Because she'll come, she'll sit if we have food. If we don't have food, she doesn't.
Okay.
So kind of 3 different questions.
Have you done any training like for the guardian stuff, or are you just putting her to work?
So the main thing they say to do for that is just have her bond with the animals, and that most of it is instinct, and it'll just kick in that she'll want to do the guarding. So she actually loves the cat, and if anything ever went after that cat, I'm sure it would be dead, because she just thinks the cat's the bomb.
Okay. Which one do you want to tackle first?
Let's do the resource guarding, because that has me the most puzzled with just the way she's so mad at me when I try to correct her.
Is it and who? So is it? It's who lives in this house, by the way?
Oh, cool. We have 7 kids.
How many?
Yep, 7.
Okay.
Yep. So the 15-year-old helps train the dog, and then there's lots of kids in between. The 3-year-old and the 1-year-old are the ones that she can really knock down when she jumps on them. She loves the kids. She thinks the kids are great, but she's just a little much.
Too excited, yeah. And is this, you're the only adult?
No, my husband lives here too, but I have a lot more to do with the dog than he does.
Got it.
It's my project.
Okay. So tell me how the resource guarding, like give me a scenario when this happens.
So if she's eating cat food, or if there's a toy that we got a new toy and she found it and she was so excited about it. And it's a pull toy. So it's a relationship builder where you pull on it, she pulls on it. And I went to pick up one end of it, and she was very unhappy about that. So, snarling, acting like she was going to bite me. So I pulled up on her leash straight up, and she just started this ferocious barking and very upset. each time. So the last time she did it, you just don't know what's going to trigger it, I guess. I never know when she's going to start deciding she really wants whatever it is. So that's the part that has me a little concerned because I can't have a dog that we're all scared of.
Right.
So the last time she did it, I did put her, like I said, pulled up, put her in the pen when she wouldn't quit barking, came back, told her no, had her sit, brought her back out, reintroduced the thing that she really wanted. And then when she started growling, when I went to pick it up, I just said no very firmly to her. And she did kind of wilt for the first time. Like her ears went down and she was like, oh, that was the wrong thing to do. So I think she might be starting to get it, but I'm just wondering how to be a better leader in those situations if I'm doing something incorrectly and how to get the message across that,
First thing I'll
it's
say
not.
about resource guarding that people make the biggest error is they talk way too much during it.
Mhm.
So the dog's
All
in the
I've got-
growling guarding thing, and they're like, "Hey, drop that thing! No, don't you do that? Why are you da, 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 all that shit?" That's the dog takes that as uncertainty, and you're talking, and so he's associating that voice in the guarding thing. So I'm
all
not
I've
saying
done, all I've done is say no and pulled up on the leash, but sometimes repeatedly if she's still doing it. So is that wrong? Just say it once.
no, but okay, so like what? So she has some toy. So you walk out. This is like you walk outside, and she grabs something. And you see she has it. Then what do you do?
I mean, if she shouldn't be having it, I'll say no, and I might go to pick it up, and that's when she'll start snarling or growling, and then I'll say no, Hazel, and then I'll pull up on her leash, and then she'll do this really mad barking thing where she's just like so upset at me that I took her away from that item.
And then what does she do after that? Well, what do you do in that moment?
If she keeps doing that, I say, okay, let's go. And I just run with her to the barn and I pop her in the
Okay.
pen.
There, if she's doing the barking thing, I would take the moment of settling her right there before I put her in the pen.
Okay. So how would you settle her?
Pull up on the leash. Well, she's like barking at you and stuff. You just put pressure on the leash. That's what I would do. I'll put pressure on the leash. She's gonna have to deal with the pressure of the leash as opposed to like I'm barking at you.
Yeah. So I just felt like it was just getting worse and worse. Like she was so angry. I was like, am I hurting her? I mean, I kind of wondered if I was hurting her because I was just pulling straight up on the leash, and so she's like this, and she was just so angry that I didn't know if I was actually like triggering her worse. Is that possible? Or is she just mad?
It's worse if she gets into that state and gets triggered and she's showing some like guarding aggression stuff and it doesn't end.
Mm-hmm.
So
keep doing it.
That could potentially be why it's going is like she's seeing the pattern of I get this thing I'm not supposed to have. Mom gets mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
I growl and try to get it. She gets it, puts me in the crate, and then we're done or in the pen, and then it's kind of over. And then we do that again. And then we do that again. And then we do that again. You see what I'm saying?
So I should hold her a leash until she settles.
Yeah, like that would be the goal. Again, it's just hard for me to say with resource guarding with it because it's Pyrenees and I know they're big at 5 months and all that. Like there's
she's
risk.
actually only 15 weeks and she's not too big. I can still handle her. So
there's another thing to the like this is so difficult because I have to be very careful what I give you advice here publicly. Not for just you.
Yep. Okay.
But with a puppy, I would say I'm not advising you to do this, but sometimes with a puppy who's doing that stuff, like putting on some protective pants and boots, and just walking up and just stepping on the thing and letting her, and having a leash and letting her move away, and you'd be like, knock it off. Because she's throwing, if you think about this.
So step on the item and pull her away with the leash.
Step on the item and she's going to she might try to like bite your feet or your leg. You do that or if she just goes and moves back, good, you have the leash. Move her back and just don't let her run away. Don't let her come back to the toy. Settle her down right there. If she's doing the barking thing, you hold up. Hey, settle. So
when she quits barking, release pressure on the leash.
Yeah, when she's barking at you and then she's going, rah, rah, rah. Now I'm taking the pressure off, and then the pressure's off. If she comes back, pressure again.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when she comes back here and she stays back here and sits down and settles or
Mm-hmm.
stops, I might wait and say, shh, or enough, or quiet.
Yeah.
That's there. Separately, I'm going to probably find things that she's not as serious about, like a ball or whatever, something that she doesn't really guard and shit. And I'm going to practice drop or out or whatever you want to call
Yes.
it, with those items. And then I'm going to give her the opportunity in the future with something that she wants like that. Like, let's just say it's that toy you were talking about.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk up and I'm going to calmly say, look, out. And ideally she spits it out. It's my good girl. And you give her something else, food, whatever, right? If she doesn't, then I'm going to go to my normal routine.
Which is pop. Go ahead.
Walk right up to it. I'm not going to chase, never going to chase her, never going to rush, never going to go too fast, but I am going to confront her about it. She can't just take it and walk away. Because my point is that you have an advantage right now at her at 15 weeks to do this stuff. It's a huge advantage because my point is if she learns, if you put those like shoes on or something and she went and like nipped on your feet and your feet don't move and she moves back in her imprint from 0 to 8 months, in her imprint, which is like, it's like I can put my mouth on mom and it has no effect on her.
Well, we've already worked pretty hard on the nipping business. So she knows we do not like that.
And then that's good. And then the other thing I would just say is when you're addressing her is just to be super aware, conscious of your energy. Because sometimes when the dog gets into that state, it can lure us into being like, like drop that thing. Like, no, I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you.
Yeah.
But this could be, it could trigger excitement. Hey, drop. No, drop. Like it can trigger that. And that's going to make them guard more.
Sure.
Versus because if you think about it, what would a real dominant front of the pack dog do? Would slowly but surely continue to put pressure on her. And if she went, and then they would step on the thing and claim it. And then she would settle and walk away from it. Okay. Again, this is like,
so,
I wouldn't tell you if you had a 150-pound Pyrenees who was 6 years old to do that thing. No way in a million years.
Well, that's why I'm worried because she's growing.
You're growing. I know. That's what I'm saying. You can deal with it right now. I'd be curious if because you've seen it. Like, do you think she's going to like lose her shit and attack you? Or do you think she would be like bitchy?
Well, that's what I wasn't sure about. I mean, really the first time I thought she was. That's why I just pulled up straight up on the leash and I was like, no. And then she just wouldn't quit. So that's when I put her in the pen because I was actually kind of shaken and I wasn't quite sure what to do with her.
I know. Let me just say one thing. When you're doing that pressure on the leash thing and she's barking all that, once you've said no, you've said no.
Sure.
If you keep repeating it, it's going to start diluting it.
Sure. Yep.
You know what I mean? So just no. And then if she disregards your no and it's like, all right, we're back to pressure.
So just pressure until she quits.
No. Yes. Yeah. She's going to, it's not like just holding her in the air, but it's like, she's like at you. And then she's dealing with the pressure and you're coming off. Now you're reducing pressure. And if she comes back and says, oh, the pressure's off, let me come again. Repeat pressure.
Yeah.
And then eventually.
Okay.
It's not, look, this is like, I wish I could give you like really A, B, C, and D. But it's so difficult with resource guarding, with a dog, with a guardian dog, as a puppy. There's 7 kids, your guys' energy. It's hard to like give you exactly what it is. This is why I said to be careful about it. So just to be clear to everybody watching this video, that's not my general advice is you have a resource guarding dog to walk up and step on things. Like that's not my advice. My advice is specifically right now to Betsy, who has a very young Pyrenees who understands it and she's not afraid to deal with this dog. We have an opportunity here of a dog who's starting to claim things and use his mouth to keep people away, to take away the mouth. You get it? Yep. It's something I've learned over time. I'm like, I have to remember I'm not on just a video call with you right now. There's like all these people watching and who are going to watch. Because I don't want them thinking like, oh, Steve suggests that I go up to my Great Dane who's guarding shit and just step on things. Like, no, I'm not saying that.
And then I got bit and
yeah. Well, I get a lot. I shouldn't say a lot, but we get puppies here who start with the resource stuff. And it's often the puppies who get like are single puppies. They got taken away early. They didn't spend much time with the brothers and sisters. That's a big part of it. I'm not saying yours, but like if they're not, if you think about a puppy with their other siblings, they're rubbing up against each other while they're eating. They're sharing mom's like food. You know what I mean? Like mom's in charge, telling what to do and all that kind of thing. So if they don't get that, then they can believe everything's mine.
Sure.
With that puppy, it's a lot of times there you can go the outside way of like, all right, let's da da da. But sometimes with a puppy, I'm just going to be like, again, I have to be honest with everybody. It's like sometimes with the puppy, for sure, when I'm like, this puppy, we have to nip this shit in the bud right now.
That's how I feel about it. Yeah. Like this is only going to get worse. I don't know what she'll decide to guard next. And I need to be able to have her know that I'm in charge. So is better leadership overall, would that keep resource guarding from happening? That's kind of was my overall question. Would that keep her from jumping, guarding? You know, if I was a stronger leader, would she not try to do those things with me?
Yeah, so it'll prevent it from happening way more, and then it'll make more sense to her when you address her in those scenarios too. So that's what I like. As always, I say is like, yes, we're dealing with the resource guarding in that moment and the jumping in the moment, yes, but also the assessing and evaluating your life with the dog separate. Like, do I give direction unknowingly and not follow through? Do I give affection when she hasn't really earned it? Like, where do I do any of the things? I don't know, but I'm going to pay attention now because I have this issue developing.
Sure. So I make her wait before I go through the door, and then she gets to go through the door. And what do you mean by getting affection without earning it?
So the dog, in my opinion, it's one of the biggest issues is people give too much affection and they give it at the wrong times a lot of times too. So what I mean by that is, they're sitting on the couch and the dog walks over all excited and goes right into their legs. And the human takes it as, oh, my dog just wants affection. When in reality, the dog is demanding affection and you're giving it. You see what I'm saying? Like those are the things that like to be aware of be like, let me just evaluate those things. Like, is this dog being pushy? What if I don't give affection right here? What does she do? She starts demanding. Oh shit. So now I'm realizing she's demanding.
So she'll put her paw up on you or something to try to get it. So then what?
Ignore or not right now. Because you're bringing me to a good one, because this is a big one for the feminine, I would say, more so than the masculine that deals with this stuff. Is on one end, the dog is literally grabbing shit and saying it's mine. I'm challenging you for it. Right. And then on the other side, we're like, but what do you mean? I'm not saying you're saying this, but the feminine will sometimes say, but when am I supposed to give affection? And give her like the pets and the da-da-da. Probably not that much right now. Because she's telling you how the relationship, she sees it.
So when she sits and is calm, then I'm like, good. That's right. And pet her.
Yes. When she is being in a calm, submissive state of mind, meaning that she's calm and she's following direction, she can get affection. If you give her direction to do something and she listens, give her affection for sure for that. My point is like you're sitting on the couch and she walks up to you and puts her paw on you. No. Because that's a control thing. It's people don't realize this thing until I do this when they're here. And I go, so do me a favor, tell your dog to stop demanding affection right now. And they can't do it. The dogs keep coming, the dogs put more pressure on and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, so this is showing you what he sees the affection as. Is not like, hey, leader, can you give me affection? He's seeing it as, I'm the leader. Yo, woman, give me affection now because I said so.
Sure. Yeah. So what about when she comes and just sits next to me real close? Like she just wants to be near me. Is that fine? I mean, she's calm.
But I wouldn't always pet her. Because put yourself in the shoes of like her mom, who was her first true leader. If the puppy came over, just came near her, the mom isn't always going to go and give affection. She's just like standing and the puppies came by. Yeah, you could be by me.
Sure. Yeah. So what about that initial energy? When she's jumping, right when we first come out to be with her, she's just jumping. She's not listening. She's just like, Does
she do it with you?
She'll do it with me. She'll do it with my husband. She'll do it with my kids.
So I would put a leash on her and then leave her outside, and then just you go outside and work on it first. So then you can be the model for everybody else.
So when she jumps, just try to pull down on the leash, or
just she starts jumping. You pick up, just casually get the leash. Don't move fast, just because she's jumping. Jump. Okay, I got the leash. And then she jumps up. Calm. No. Pop the leash down. Boom. Don't let her run away. Settle her there again. Then I would go back inside and I'd come back out and see if she does it again. If she does it again, I repeat, go back inside, come back out. She's now when I come out, she gets excited, but she sits down. Give affection.
Good. Okay. That's a good idea. So try coming in and out lots of times, popping the leash every time she jumps.
Yeah. One of the comments here is a good point. It said, like, just get okay with being next to the dog. It's a good point. I never thought of it that way, of just, there's so many times throughout the day that my dogs are just near me, but we're not like petting and touching and any of that stuff. They're just like around, you know what I mean? I'm just near this dog and we're just chilling. Like there doesn't need to be an affection or a thing. Nothing needs to happen. We're just together. Hanging.
Yeah. So she is okay. The thing is, she is okay after the initial 10 minutes of misbehavior.
Right. We just want to tell her that'll just become the pattern is the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
exactly. I don't want her jumping every time we meet.
Right. You're telling her we appreciate that you're happy that we're here. We're just asking you not to be so aroused when we come outside. We want you to be happy. We do want you to be happy, girl, but we don't want you to be jumping on us because it's dangerous.
So that is reasonable for a 15-week-old puppy to expect her to be calm when you come out.
Maybe not totally calm, not 100% calm, but not going crazy and jumping on you.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
100%. She can be wiggling around and that's all fine, but
100%.
just not jumping. Sure.
100%.
Now, what about being a Great Pyrenees? Is she going to obey if I am a strong leader, or is she going to just have her own ideas no matter what?
They're strong dogs, so it requires just a different level of strength from within you. Like we have a Pyrenees who comes here. It's a guy who plays for the New York Islanders hockey team. He's a strong dog. He's a strong guy. And sometimes he gets a little bit much in there and stuff. And it requires our stronger handlers to deal with him.
Now, I'm not a big person. Is it interior strength or exterior strength?
Well, it's both. It's both, but it's more interior. It's your energy.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can be look, just to make the point, Caesar would be so pissed with that, but Caesar's like a little midget. He's like 5'4" or something, 5'5" or something. And he can control giant Corsa, all this shit. You know? I can't use myself because I'm 6'1" and like 185 pounds. So it's like, well, you're that. But Caesar, my point is this shorter guy. He's a smaller guy. And he has these guys who come in from the NFL with their dogs, with their Presa Canarios. And Caesar gets all of them. So it's not because he's bigger and stronger than an NFL guy. I can promise you that. It's because he's internal, his energy is correct. And that's hilarious. So look at this. Somehow I just got a violation on my TikTok that says your live is flagged for hate speech and hateful behavior. It's interesting. So this is what I deal with. Look, I'm going to show you guys right now. Can you see
in
it?
The world? Yeah,
right?
some word triggered it or something.
You see what I'm saying though? This is like I'm just gonna leave that, by the way, and we'll submit feedback and shit. But this is like what I've been dealing with so everybody can see. You're seeing it live in action right now. What I've been dealing with trying to be a creator who pays all this money to do this stuff, and this shit happens. Me coming on here live and offering my time for how long has it been? Like 2 hours almost now, and answering all your questions. TikTok says, we think you're doing hate speech. So this is don't feel bad for me. Don't see me as a victim. I'm just saying this is the shit we deal with, which is why sometimes it gets a little bit difficult to post.
Well, and AI probably is a big part of that.
That's right. But yeah, how do you feel about that? About everything?
Well, I just wondered. So, are you getting obedience from the Great Pyrenees that comes in?
So some of the things, it could be because I just said I called Caesar a midget or something. Maybe a midget triggered it. I don't know. Well, I guess I'll have to have Caesar call up TikTok and say it's okay. I don't know. Like,
great idea.
Unreal. All right. But keep me posted on how this is going for real. Like we could always do another call.
Yeah.
If you need somebody in Illinois to come see you, I can help you with that for sure.
Do you have anybody that's worked with guardian dogs in Illinois?
I don't know if the guy has there, but he knows like dogs like I do. So like, or he's something like so he may be able to help. He should be able to help you with the problems you're having for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
And is the Great Pyrenees that you have coming in, does he obey or she?
Say it again.
That Great Pyrenees that comes in, does it obey?
Yeah, but he still challenges sometimes.
Sure. So most times, but not always. And it's not with food, or it's not just when it knows that there's something in it for him.
It's going to be something's in it for him. Like he's not going to just challenge anybody, just a challenge. You know what I mean? Like your dog's not challenging you just to challenge you. She's challenging you for a purpose of saying, I believe this is mine and I'm claiming it for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so we
All
can't
right,
go
well,
live on
thank you.
TikTok for now, just so you guys know. Look,
Oh.
live access is removed from TikTok live. So you guys get to see in real time right now. Like, I just want to show you this, like, so you guys see it
Yeah.
in real time. TikTok just like, it's not going to stay that way. We'll peel it and everything. But I don't know. You guys tell me if this talk has been hate speech and hateful and all this kind of thing. So this is what it does. This is what I have to deal with. Now I have to deal with this crap. Where sometimes it actually makes me feel like I'm being targeted. It's like, I know how some of these creators say I'm being targeted. It's like, what did I say that was hateful today on here? I'm helping everybody for free with dogs. So whatever. It's the AI and all the algorithm and stuff. It's just interesting how this is happening like in real time. Like, fascinating to me. But we'll see what happens. All right, Betsy. Well, thank you. Keep me posted how it's going with the dog, and we'll if you need something in person, we can help you with it, or we could always do a video call too.
Yeah. Thank
All right.
you. I appreciate it.
Have a great one.
Yeah, you too.
Take care. This is hilarious. Yeah, that's the thing. And the funniest thing about this is, like, I have to do this side TikTok thing because, like, we can't get the stream key on TikTok. Like, it won't give us a stream key and shit, but whatever. I've been hearing a lot of people having issues with this TikTok and stuff too, though, lately. It seems like this is becoming. Oh, it does. Okay. Well, it is what it is. We'll deal with it. Another thing to add to the list of shit to deal with of being a content creator. Like, I'm just a dog. Just so you guys realize, I'm just a dog guy. Like, I'm just a guy who learned about this dog stuff, and I'm just trying to help people. Like when I was in this position, I wanted to learn about dogs. I'm like, it'd be so great to give people that information for free. I wish there was something like me out there. And it comes with these bullshit, but so what? We deal with it. You'll see it in real time. Me, how I don't get affected. I don't freak out. I don't get angry now. I don't get frustrated. This is a life event happening to me in real time of TikTok saying you are removed from doing lives from us from this point forward because you're using hate speech and promoting hateful behavior on this live. Okay, whatever. Got to deal with it though. This is part of the deal. The way I see it, it's moments of adversity. This is like I'm doing rehab with a dog and we have a big setback. It's like, so what are we going to do? Feel sorry for ourselves, say life is happening to me and be a victim and be a little whatever about it. Or we can say, this happened to me. How is this happening for me? Maybe this will resolve my whole live issue with TikTok and I'll be able to go live on here now with TikTok. Maybe that's what will happen. I don't know. But I'm not going to let it affect me in a negative way. Just something happens in the world, but I'm not going to let it ever steal my calmness and never steal my confidence. So just trying to be an example. Who's next? Emily.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
So also shout out to Jamie. I put in a request yesterday and they got back to her. I don't know if it was her or her team, your team, but within 5 minutes I got a call. So I was really impressed.
That's much quicker than she gets back to me. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was awesome. So thank you.
Of course. So how can I help you?
I am actually a dog trainer. I've been training for about 7 years, and I currently have a board and train that I just want to make sure I'm like on the right track with.
Yeah.
He is, so I do board and trains out of my home, and I was originally doing private lessons with him, and I think he just had a lot, like way too much freedom in the home.
Yeah.
And they got him about 6 months ago, and he acts like a puppy mill dog. So he's almost 2 years old. They got him from a breeder. He wasn't the breeder wanted to use him to breed, and he was so underconfident that he wouldn't. So that's how the owners got him, and he pretty much just acts feral in their house. He runs away from them. He is sensitive to motion, like anything that like falls around him, he freaks out. He's sensitive to touch. If you go to like leash him up or put a collar on him, or a belly band, he pees. And yeah, so thresholds are the other thing. Like going out to go pee, he panics through them. So we've done a ton of work on that. I've kept him leashed in my house or on a place. He is obedient, like he has decent obedience, but I haven't put a lot of emphasis on that. And here's the biggest thing that is like interesting to me, because I feel like a puppy mill dog would show puppy mill, like would be scared in every scenario. When I get him in public, like I've taken him into lessons where I'm walking him and he's fine. He acts like he's really not triggered by much. So that's kind of Yeah, it
What are the
is.
people like? What are the owners like?
They are very well intended. Finn does really good with the lady. She and then he's very scared of the man. The owners, I think that they are like overthinking a lot of
Yeah.
stuff with him. Like every time I would go for a private lesson, she'd be like, "Well, he does this now. He does this now," and it is like a whack a mole situation. I understand it, but I did tell her like, if you're gonna drive yourself crazy
Yeah.
if you trying to understand the why. He just needs led through all of these
Yeah. Yeah.
situations.
Yeah. Yeah. They're kind of thinking like he has these things, so we just solve these things, then he'll be good. It's like, no, you have to overall solve him, and likely they need to change how they're being around him for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
um
so is this is just a is he nervous though? He's a fearful guy.
yeah, very.
Yeah.
Like I've been using a belly band when I have him in my house, and so whenever I take him outside to take the belly band off, he pees all over himself. uh he and I know it's the threshold that initially triggered the nervousness, for uh so I try to like work him, like I try to get him following me before I even go to take the belly band off, and that was working for a while. Not a while, for the first like 4 days, and now every time, even if I've like worked him a lot before I take the belly band off, he's still like cowering down and peeing.
So this is like when you like if you reach towards him, he cowers right away.
Yeah, especially his side. Like, yeah, and I guess over top too, like his head a little bit, but definitely if you're going for like his side, he's cowering down peeing.
And when he pees, like when you take this belly band off, is it like a huge piss that he takes?
No, just like a little dribble.
He pees with them too, or no?
Yeah, that's like their biggest goal.
And what is he? What is it? What scenarios is he peeing? Is he pee just like marking stuff too, or is it only when there's like these pressure moments?
No, it's only pressure moments. Like he's definitely not confident to like mark anything.
So interesting.
Yeah, he takes a long time to actually go pee or poop outside, because he's so like aware of everything outside. He acts like he has PTSD almost.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's just
Do you have other
that's
dogs? Do you have any other dogs that you put him with?
yeah, I do. I have a chow, and she's like super balanced, super calm. And he is not really even like, she'll try to play with him. She'll try to like, she's trying will like try to get him to do dog things, and it's almost like she's not there, like he's looking through her. And I just keep letting it kind of happen, like let them communicate. He's snapped at her twice, and I didn't correct it or anything, just because I want to let them. I know I trust her, so I know she's not going to do anything back, so let him figure it out is was my mentality.
Yeah. You could with that stuff when it comes to them, when like you like if he reacts towards your chow, even if your
Mhm.
chow was like coming close and he got a little nervous, it was normal communication. You can still go settle that dog down though, in my opinion, because it's not so much of like you're saying he did anything wrong. You're just reminding him of like, I saw the whole thing that happened. Now reset yourself back to calmness in that moment. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying by that? Like just
Yeah.
like there's some incident happened. Like my point is if like when we're in the park and I have a dog or we have dogs there and some situation happens, like this dog's smelling all over this dog and he's like giving the signals to move away, but not listening, and he corrects. And I go,
Mhm.
ah. Like I'll literally go and settle the one who did it, settle the one, I bring them back together, make sure they're good. Boom, and I walk away from there. I just don't let it end like that, or else sometimes it can be like, okay, I can correct, I can, and it starts escalating. Not saying yours would, obviously, but just
No,
so
I
the
hear that.
other dog, the softer dog, gets the message of like, yeah, you can do that, but the leader saw you and expects you to go back to calmness. Not that you can just go around and snap at anybody who comes close to you.
Got it. Yeah, I guess I was from the mentality that like, since I trust my dog so much, she
Yeah, yeah,
was
yeah. I get
handling
it.
the situation.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's
but
right.
that makes
That'll add it to it though, because your dog, you have a good balanced dog there to use it with. It'll help him also because then your dog's not going to go back at this dog. So it's just
yeah.
like, so if I do this thing, what happens? Nothing. Huh. So I'll just start keeping dogs away by doing this. No,
Mhm.
you're not. We understand that, but now go back to calmness.
Right.
Go again, go again, go again, go again. It's like just a lot of reps. Sometimes it's hard a little bit though with one dog because I can relate because I used to do it from my home and just have like my dog and do it. Where I started realizing I was like, I need more dogs. So believe it or not, by the dogs that have done training with us, by offering them to come back for boarding and stuff, I can use those dogs for the new dog. So this guy seems to me like one, you need a bunch of dogs you might need with him.
Okay.
Like to almost immerse him in like all these dogs and like them doing stuff and be like, well, I'm not saying like 50 dogs, but like 3 dogs there instead of just yours, you know?
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
Well, and I do have a dog boarding that's pretty balanced. So in a couple of days, so that will definitely help too.
Use that, pack walks with those dogs, all that stuff. But it's like, I'm trying to understand like the pee thing. Like it's so when you come near the door, when does he start like behaving weird?
Okay. So, it's like I pick up his leash and every time I'm getting him out of the crate, I'm trying to take him pee. So initially he was coming, I was doing recalls out of the crate. It was fine. But once he realized that the recall out of the crate was to go outside, he started like putting the brakes on in the crate. So we've done a lot of work on that. So yeah, it's like right when he comes out of the crate, and then I'll get him calm there, then take him to the front door. And I was making him wait at the door. I actually stopped doing that.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say, believe it or not.
Yeah, because I felt like I was adding more pressure to the situation. So I've just been like calmly walking him in and out of the doorway, and that's going pretty well.
That's what I was gonna say. Like I'm wondering like if you could get like you put him in the crate, but you leave him on a long line.
Okay. Yeah, I was leaving a shorter leash, but maybe a longer one's a good. Yeah.
And my plan is to like walk up, open the crate, and then like walk towards the door.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Just go out the door. And then you can just come back in. Like, just don't even like. It's similar to I forget the call or whatever it was, where it was like there was just like potentially too much pressure happening, like with the commands. I think it was the guy who was talking about the commands with his nervous dog or whatever, and he was like the dog was afraid of him. It was the first call. The guy who was like, I don't know if you were on for the first call, but it's similar to that in my opinion.
It is.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like I would just forget about all the obedience and shit right now. As long as he's not like flying out and rushing out the door like crazy. If he's just getting out and coming out, like I would start there. Just get him past this like weird thing that he has. And then I'm gonna find out like where is the place where I can like add one thing to it. Like, could it be at the front door? Could it be like right when he gets outside the door? I might settle him because if he pees there, who gives a shit? It's outside.
Right. I guess my thought with that though is, am I making it worse if he still pees outside? You know, am I actually improving that? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think it will improve. Because because he won't be practicing this like at the crate, like at the door. When do I? It's more like it's going to change his mind, in my opinion. Of like the crate opens, it's not like, do I sit? Is it the belly band? Is it the front door? It's just like I just go outside.
Okay.
And then as he starts getting like more comfortable, just coming out and going outside, and like he's feeling better about it, then you get to like the door. You're like, oh, just sit. He's like, wait, what? Yeah, just sit. Good boy. All right, let's come outside. And then I add another one, and then another, like at the crate and everything like that.
Yeah.
If a pee happens in the middle of it, I'm not going to say anything.
Right. I have not been correcting it because it seems subconscious.
Clean it up. You're all good, bro. I know you're nervous. It's all good. We'll clean it up. Let's go next.
Yeah.
It's a unique one. I love this one. This is why I love this shit when I get like another trainer, because it's like this is more challenge. You know what I mean? And it's like more of the interesting stuff of like, what if you tried this? And this is actually I think really, really, really valuable for the audience to see too. Of like even us, like there's things where we get sometimes stuck with something and we can communicate with each other and be like, have you tried that thing and that thing and then where it's not just this one size fits all thing. Because I do the same thing with Caesar. I'm like, dude, I'm stuck with this dog. I've pretty much went through my whole arsenal of shit. And then he'll be like, oh, what about that? And I'm like, I never tried that, but that's like, I just didn't think of it, you know?
Yeah. What a cool phone call to just make.
I try not to abuse it because I'm like, I don't want him to feel like I'm like always doing it. But once in a blue moon, it's like I do get a dog, or I had a greyhound years ago who was like unbelievable. Like one of the most challenging fear cases I ever had, because it was fear and flight. She heard any noise, she wanted to run and be gone.
Yeah.
So I like did exercise, getting to the point. And Caesar said, so I was like, I just couldn't, I was like at a plateau. So I said to Caesar, I was like, I'm just stuck. I'm doing tons of exercise. He goes, what kind of breed is it? I go, Greyhound. He goes, have you ever let her run until she can't run anymore? And I'm like, no, I haven't done that. I will say. He goes, go let her do that. I was like, even when she's flighting and stuff, he goes, yeah, just let her, just take her on the rollerblades everywhere. She ran to the point she couldn't run anymore. She was almost like physically exhausted and like laid there. And it was like literally switched in like a moment kind of thing. And then I started bringing her around and she had changed from that point forward. So it's like those little things, it just might switch it. I'm not saying what I just told you is going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like it might, but it might kind of work. And then you have to bring your expertise to switch that part. You know what I mean?
Right. My other question too. So no, that all makes a lot of sense. Thank you. My other question is, so when he's like, when I have him on leash through the house, he is like, he's fine for the most part, but when he like does the bolting, should I just guide him back to me every time? Because like the other day, like a pillow fell and he bolted from that, just guide him back. Is that what you would do?
Yeah. And if I've noticed that was a thing, like the pillow dropped and that freaked him out, then I would get the leash and like a 6-foot leash or something, just hold the end of the leash. And I would like hold the pillow. And while he's flighting, just maintain it until he stops.
Okay.
And then I'll move it again. And then I'll drop it. He might fly. I'm just blocking the flight. I'm not asking him. I'm not like forcing him to come see it. I'm just blocking the flight and getting to a point where that thing drops and he's like, we lost it. I think she lost her thing.
Do you see?
I can't see you, but I can hear you. I'll just finish it.
Okay.
Finish to the point where you're dropping it a bunch of times, the pillow, or I throw it up in the air and dropped it. And he's like looking at it and then like is fine with it. And it's a good boy. And then I just put the pillow down and I end it there.
Okay.
Those are ones that you got to find, like those moments when it's like, oh, he just got really nervous about that thing. I'm like, yes, good. Now I can do that. Now I'll sit here for the next 10 minutes and desensitize to that specific thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see me now?
No.
That's a bummer. I guess my last question is then, I was giving him like free time at night and he's not just to be through the house. Would you do that or is that too soon? Because he's not doing much. He kind of just freezes.
I would. Oh, if he freezes, yeah, I would give him like a little bit of freedom for sure. If he gets stuck and frozen, then I might calmly guide him to be like, here, just lay over here.
Mm-hmm.
If I feel like he's confused, like doesn't know what to do, I might help him. But that, like, I know what you're going to say. It's like, but that could trigger him to get nervous. It might. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Just troubleshoot it.
Yeah. You got to kind of like see what's the best way you could do it. Like you have to feel in that moment. Does this dog feel like he's like kind of confused and doesn't know what to do? Or is he just going through it right now? Like that's what we have to decide which one it is.
Yeah.
If he's just going through it, let him go through it. He's just got to be able to go through it. And you just don't feel sorry for him. Just like let him go through his thing. Okay. Nothing bad happened. All right. I'm all right. If you feel like he's stuck and like I need help, I'm kind of then just come to your kennel, come to your place, come to over here and sit here. You're fine.
Yeah, I definitely don't feel sorry for him because I think he's getting a lot of that at home, and that's something that I've really tried to communicate with them.
Yeah, that keeps them stuck if they feel sorry for him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's exactly.
Where are you located, Emily?
I am in Alliance, Ohio.
Okay, Alliance, Ohio.
Empower K9.
Okay. Empower K9. I feel like I've seen you on there.
Oh, cool. That would be, yeah.
I'll give you a follow after this. And if you have any questions, just message me and we could do more of it.
Okay. Thank you so much. This has been great.
Great talking.
You have a great day.
Have a great one. Take care.
Bye.
That was a good one. I like that one. That's like one that's an interesting one. Cause you get to see like, this is that conversation is what I have with my trainers about certain things, right? It's not like, so operant conditioning is positive. We're not doing that stuff. Like behind this, like, I don't know if other trainers do that, but I don't do any of that stuff. I'm just talking like I was talking with her. And what if she does this? And what about that? Have you noticed this? Da, da, da. Cause with people who know dog psychology already, you're not like explaining the steps of dog psychology. They understand like the patterns, the way the dog sees it, the instinct and all that stuff. So it's just figuring out like different, more creative ways. And like I said, like, being able to watch Caesar for years. And it was interesting. One of the things I saw a comment recently, it said like, why do you talk about Caesar? Like as much it's like, why it's weird. And it's like one of those people who just doesn't like him or whatever. I talk about him because I've seen him in person for the last 12 years, not every day, obviously, but multiple times a year, watch him in person with people from all over the world. And it's unbelievably fascinating how much he knows about dogs. He's worked with so many, it's 45 years of experience of rehabilitating dogs. It's a lot of experience. It's more than I lived. I haven't even been alive. I've only been doing this for 15. So he's got 30 years more of experience. Of course, I'm going to tap into that. And I don't abuse it. And the reason that, in my opinion, he's given me more time is he sees how much effort I put in. He sees that I'm doing for the community and sees that I really want to make the world a better place for dogs and people. So he helps me. Like, I can tell that Emily was on there that wants to do the same thing. So I want to help her. To give you another one, speaking of this whole thing, I just want to tell you guys another thing with this whole, let's see what it says now on my TikTok. Let's see. Yeah, it says my live access is removed, right? This TikTok live access removed. How interesting is it, right? So you guys might know these two other people. So a little while ago, a few months ago, the guy, Adam from South End Dog Trading, reached out to me and he got suspended. His account got suspended. And he was asking me the process, how to get back on. I helped him a ton with how to do that, right? Today, I get a call from, I get a message on my WhatsApp from Cherry Hogs. I don't know if you guys ever seen his account, Cherry Hogs. He's an English guy he's in Minnesota doing a lot of rehab work and posting a lot of stuff. He just told me his account got suspended today. So there's a lot going on in this whole like creative world and stuff. And I've actually talked to them about potentially putting a group together of influencers and stuff to be able to like deal with this, because we feel like we're borderline being abused and being picked on by these things. And we have nothing like I was explaining, I spend well over 5 figures a month to just do this content with the editors, the videographers, my time, everything. Right. And what do I get out of it? I took today, think about it from my perspective, right? I'm not offended or I'm not upset. Luckily it's me, but I come to this thing and I say, I'm going to make time for so far 2 hours and 9 minutes to offer my knowledge, wisdom, whatever you want to call it, to help people and help their dogs. And yeah, I say some curse words and say stuff, but obviously nothing's been hateful. This thing says I've been hateful in here and angry and whatever the fuck is. It's just what we're dealing with. And it's not fun to deal with. It put me to a point. I'll just tell you guys, I share with you what really goes on. So, you know, things I go through. It put me to a point like November, December, where I was just like, I don't even know if I want to do social media anymore. And I was like, it's just the amount of pain that I receive for doing, like trying to do good is just like, it's brutal. I just don't want to do this anymore. We have a full business. We have everything going on. Things are going well. And then I come on social and then these platforms and all these things, these angry people just fuck with you. And it's just like, sometimes it's like, why even bother? But then I take a step back and I'll be outside with my dogs and I say, why do you bother? Because do you remember what you were years ago when you needed help and you needed guidance and there was really no one there for you? Wouldn't it have been nice to have someone who you could have went online and saw live of a guy who's been through a bunch of shit, who's been dealt with adversity, who's figured out a way to get out of this thing and move forward in life? That would be a cool thing to have. So I just said, you know what? I'm just not going to be bullied and be forced out of doing this stuff because I'm of claims and blah, blah, blah. I'll figure it out. Just like I've always said with a dog, no matter what, this dog's with me. I don't know how I'm going to get it with this dog, but I'm going to figure it out. The state in my mind is like, up there. I'm like, yes, we're going to make it happen. The story is it's going to happen. I don't know how, but I will make it happen. We will finish this thing. And the strategy, I figure it out. So it's the same thing with this. If it was just about figuring out the strategy of posting and not having to deal with this stuff, I would just not post, because it's torture to deal with it, to deal with these law firms and to try to reach out to Instagram. Now I got, like, after this, I have a lot of things planned, but now I can't because I got to go deal with TikTok now and see why my live access was removed and do all this crap. It's just, they get in the way. They really do get in the way. And the support, just so you guys know, for influencers, like I have like 700,000 or 800, whatever it is on Instagram. My support is awful. I get nothing, no support whatsoever. And I pay for support. I pay for verified support. I get no support. Facebook, I pay $500 a month for pro support. If they answer me within an hour, it's lucky. And then it's very basic shit. So I'm not saying this stuff just so you guys know to act like a victim, but I feel like I have to have somewhere to vent this shit. And you guys can have been with me, so you understand it. I have to vent it somewhere. I just fucking, it gets me crazy. It gets me nuts because I'm like, I just can't stand it. It feels like it comes down to a good versus evil thing. It's like evil, money, fame, power world who's like, yeah, we just have all this money and power. We're going to control you good people. And if we don't like what you're doing, we'll just fuck you up. And that for me is like, really? You want to do that? I don't know what it is, but there's something inside of me that just wants to face all that shit. Like, go face Instagram, face TikTok, face the law, face US government, courts. I don't care. I'm like, I believe in this so much. I believe in the animals so much. I believe in this growth that we're doing as a community and this mission that we have. I'm going to go to war for it. I don't care. It's like, what else do we have to do? I'm going to just sit in the background and just coast off into the sunset and let everybody suffer with dogs. Not going to happen. Yeah, someone's asking what I get suspended for. So if you didn't see it, literally we were doing this live and I got a notification that says your live has been suspended for hate speech. So you guys can go through this live and tell me if I've been hateful in here. But it says now that my live access is removed and now I got to go deal with this whole thing now. You just got to see it in real time. This is what I deal with. It's fascinating to me this happens. That's why I brought up South End and I brought up Cherry Hogs. They're dealing with it too. And I see a lot of these guys who are out there. I actually had a conversation with Caesar. I said, dude, you got to be really careful with these video reviews because even though you're the dog whisperer, they're going to come after you at any moment. They're going to find a way to get you screwed up and stuff. And a lot of these licensing companies are very predatory. So just so you know how it all started for me, you guys see the video reviews I do. I've had them reviewed by huge law firms. They are fair use videos and legal. But what is a company? So there's a company like a Viral Hog. So what do? They put a claim on my account and they say, you're using a video that we own, which is like we licensed from somebody. So what does a Viral Hog company do? Just to let you guys know behind the scenes. They go, one of you guys posts a video and it gets viral about a dog. Something's happening. Viral Hog reaches out and says like, we'd love to buy the license for this video. They offer you like $5 so that you can get way more for that. And they'll give you like $50 for the video and we'll help you promote the video. And they take the video. Now they own it and they put it on their platforms. They post it everywhere and they try to monetize it and make money. Then they see me using the video as fair use, but they say, we can't let anybody know about this fair use thing because then our whole model falls apart. So let's just pepper these guys with claims. So then they have to now deal with the strikes on Instagram and deal with the support and all that stuff. And we'll just sit back and just wait. So the first time I got it from them, it was the company Viral Hog. I have no issue saying it. I sent a message. I said, look, I think this is done in an error. These are fair use videos. They go, we don't believe they're fair use videos. If you'd like your video to go back on, pay us $1,000. It was like something around $1,000. And we'll take the claim off. So they're like putting claims and like pay us $1,000 and we'll take it off. And they're doing that everywhere. So I told them basically to F off. And I said, it's a fair use video. I'm putting a counterclaim and it gets wiped off my account. But this is the shit that I've been dealing with. And I just wanted to share with you guys. I'm not going to try to harp on this. I'm sure it's probably getting annoying to you guys. I keep bringing it up. It's just, I feel like I have to be able to vent this and share this with you guys. So you guys don't think I just been sitting in the background for the past 5 months, like doing nothing. I've literally morning till night working on figuring out how I can get back to doing those video reviews, how I can do this more, how I can do the long form information, the podcast, all these things. I'm just tirelessly working to do this stuff. And I'm not, looking for you guys to be like, wow, that's so nice of you. I don't care. It's just for me, I just know that has to be done. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm just letting you guys know and informing you that's what I'm doing. So yeah, it's crazy, but it is what it is. We got to deal with it. I don't care. If you guys are seeing it, this is me going through a little bit of like the feeling my old self wanting to get frustrated and be like, fucking, and get crazy, but realizing that's not me anymore. That was never me. That was something I learned in my childhood. That's not me. And frustration and anger will never help a situation like this. Calmness and confidence is what helps the situation. Thank God for the dogs who taught me that. All right, let's do another one.
Hello.
Hey, Caitlin, really quick. This is going to be the last one.
Okay.
So everyone who's in the waiting room, just contact Jamie and we'll get you guys on for the next one. We're working on getting this a little bit more organized too, but doing our best to get as many people and share everything. So thank you, Caitlin, for waiting for me to flap my gums there for a second.
No worries. I needed a minute to ready myself too.
All right. So what's going on? How can I help you?
So I have Mika. She's a mix, like German Shepherd, American Staffy, and we call it the Clovis Special. Just a mutt. Yep. But so whenever I first got her, she was a foster dog. She was very reactive to other dogs, trying to get at them. So we were even kicked out of one of the adoption events. And this was right when I started working at my dog kennel. And
so the boss, she's a foster dog.
She was
a foster.
She was, yeah. It was foster fell.
Okay.
This was right when I started working at the kennel, and my boss is a trainer, so I started shadowing her, and she kind of started guiding me. So we've gotten her reactivity almost done. So we're to the point where I have her trained as a.
What's she reactive to? What was she? Okay, reactive. Okay.
Dogs. Yeah. She's really good with people. We have her trained as a therapy dog, actually. And so we've done a lot of desensitization. We go to the community college, nursing homes, and we work with other dogs while we're doing that. But her problem right now is like a bubble around her. If a dog comes within a couple of feet of her, she snaps at them.
Yeah.
And she hasn't fully bit anyone, but she has left like scratches on them.
How big's the bubble?
Like a foot, maybe.
Oh, so like real close.
Really close, yeah. And I don't need her to, go and play with other dogs, but I would like her to be comfortable around them. If they walk too close, beside her, in real life situations, you can't control other people's dogs most of the time.
Right,
we have had our downs too with off-leash dogs approaching her. So we have had our down, so we're, still going up, but I'm not exactly.
What do you mean by that? You had her down. What do you mean by that?
So neighbor's dog, he escapes all the time, apparently. And so we were in the front yard working on the car, and she was hanging out with us. And the kids at the neighbor's house, they let him out. And he's not aggressive, I wouldn't say, but he's a dumb puppy, and he's a big boy. So he came charging at my dog. And so she freaked out. She lost it completely, and rightfully so. And
like
my husband, she was ready to fight, but my husband was holding her, and I was keeping the other dog away.
Okay.
So I did my best to protect her. I don't know if she felt like I did.
Yeah.
But yes. And then there was another time we were doing an event, a Valentine's event for the kids. And some guy had an off-leash pug, apparently pretty trained, but he saw her and he was like, I want to go play with her. So she approached him, and she got scared, and she basically almost surrendered. But I think her reactivity is based in fear rather than anything else. So
it could be fear and lack of exposure to dogs.
Yes.
I wrote here lack of exposure, likely, because
I have no idea what she came from. She was a surrender whenever.
How long have you had her?
It's been 2 years now.
Okay, 2 years. And she's how old?
Or a year and a half. She's 3.5 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't have
so what
too
did the
much
trainer say?
Information. So she's not exactly sure either.
Okay.
Because it's hard to know if you don't know the background.
Right. Does this dog ever do you ever put the dog in a social scenario ever, like with other dogs, like a control thing?
So I did try that a couple months ago. I got her a custom muzzle for her so we could try going into a yard together. And it was with my friends, 2 mini Aussies. They're still puppies too, because she does really good with like a small dog. Like her best friend was a Chihuahua. Like a teacup Chihuahua. She did great with that.
Yeah.
For some reason. So I tried that, having her on a leash. The other 2 dogs, introduced them one at a time. And she wasn't resource guarding me, so I could love on those 2 dogs. But anytime they would, approach, she would snap at them. And like we stayed in that yard for 30 minutes or so, and she just never made any progress in that sense.
Meaning what? What did she do?
It just kept escalating. She was getting more stressed and more.
Was this like a meeting where the dogs were trying to meet her, or you were just like in
honestly, they're pretty neutral. Like if the dog wants to play with them, they'll play. But honestly, they were going off in the corner and not even wanting to interact with her because she was being mean. Yeah. At first, it was.
Where do you live?
Clovis, New Mexico. So East New Mexico, West Texas.
Okay. Yeah, because I wrote here muzzle. You're definitely going to need muzzle for her, without a doubt, because she's going to express herself for sure. But that's why, like, similar to the ones we were saying, is like getting neutral dogs with her. Like if those dogs are neutral, that's good, and she's being mean, or she's being like showing aggression or defending herself or something. That's where we have to. That's where the humans have to deal with her and tell her like, because look, this is the hard part about the fear aggression thing. It's a fine line between like correcting fear or correcting the dog being aggressive.
Reaction.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Because people will tell you to the cows come home. Certain community will say like, you never correct a fearful dog. I'm like, well, if there's a fearful dog going to lunge and bite another dog, I'm going to correct them.
Yeah. So
I'm
what
not
we've
correcting
been
the fear.
doing at this point is whenever she does react like that, we put her in a down and give her a very stern, calm but stern correction, direct eye contact. Like, no, that's enough. We're not doing that.
Yeah,
I would
do it without the down first.
Okay.
I would step her out of it first. Like she's like about to do it. Like, hey. And she's like settles and be like, now lay down. Or else she's just gonna be like, you get what I'm saying? Like standing to leg.
Yeah.
But to me, you need that. That's a dog. Like if you were more local, I'd be like, can you get her here? So I could just put her in with like 10 dogs and let her express herself, get over it, and then do a few reps of those, and then it won't be as bad for her.
Yeah. And
it's like elephant in the room with a lot of dogs.
Yeah, it really sucks too, because I have lots of neutral dogs that come for daycare and stuff, but I can't use client dogs for my personal dog, liability and all that. It sucks.
With the muzzle and stuff and everything. Yeah, they don't want you to.
I mean, yeah, probably not. Like, I could probably ask a couple of them because they're.
Or what if you put a bunch of the dogs in there and then you brought her on the outside, and if she starts getting too much, you correct her on the outside too. Like, hey, the dog's just walking here. No need to be and then she learns to look at them, because this is what people don't get. I'll just say one thing about this: is they think like, all right, my dog has issues in the park. Let me bring her to the outside. And then I'll be like, yeah, so if she starts getting crazy, correct her there. But then they'll say, but won't that mean that like dogs mean bad things for her? I'd be like, yeah, if you just corrected her once when the dog was there and just took her away, yeah, that's what she'll think. But if you snap her out of it there, and then she has the opportunity to stay there and go through it, and then see dogs running by and then not react to it, now we can actually tell her, yes, this is what we want. See, they're not so bad. And that's what you. Yeah.
So we did do that. And like sometimes she would react but like she would quickly come back out of it and look at me and like, good. So do you think if we can get there where the dogs are in the yard and then let her approach, if she's, doing it calmly, do you think that would be the next step rather than going in the yard? Have her meet them through the fence if she can do that.
Yeah, that's because like my point is that now you can do that without a muzzle because the fence is the muzzle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now you can be like, now you're doing that without muzzle. And she doesn't have to meet, is my point. She just needs to tolerate dogs moving and being around. You know what I mean? And not feeling like she has to go control. Because the question I have is like, you're saying a foot away. But when those dogs were over in the corner, what is she doing?
Is just minding herself, hanging out
She's
with
like
me.
Stands there?
Yeah.
And if the dogs start coming walking near, what does she do? She'll start growling?
No, like the growling and the barking and all that stopped. It's only whenever there's no warning or anything. It's they get too close, she snaps.
Okay. Yeah, that's for me. I would do muzzle that. Like, all right. Because so then if you put her outside the fence, then she won't care.
Depending on the dog. Like if it's a brand new dog, she might react to it, but she'll get over it and she'll get a correction and then she'll be okay.
Can you send me a video?
So I can get a video of that.
I know you don't have it right now, but like if you send me that video, I just want to see like I would love to see it if you could do it when you bring her in the park with like a couple dogs. And I'd love to see her on the outside of the park with like other dogs.
Okay. Yeah.
I can see it with my own eyes. So I want to see if there's anything I'm seeing about like timing. I'm like, oh, right at 34 seconds, just like snap her out of it right there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've gotten pretty good at like seeing whenever she's getting to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's one like that kind of a dog for me. Like if it's like that intimate space thing, I'm gonna definitely do muzzle, do a bunch of pack walking with that dog, and then like from the pack walk directly into the park and drop all the leashes and let them go. And if those things happen, so be it. No, boom, settle her all the way down, bring that other dog back over to her, boom, settle down. And I go back to doing that. Happens again, repeat until she gets it out of her system.
Whenever we're doing that, what would be the positive note in that situation to end it on? Where she's just calm in the yard with other dogs?
Yeah. Just and like a great one would be like she had some of those. Let's just say she had a couple snaps or something like that. You're bringing her back in, and she goes off and she goes to smell a dog, or she's going and a dog runs by her, and she's just all right. I could deal with that. And then she's feeling a little bit better, and you tell her, yeah, good job, girl. You're doing good in here. But you have to just be careful to not do that when she's feeling like a little like, So just as long as she's feeling in a good, it's my good girl. Motivational coach, good girl. Now we're going to go out.
Yeah. Okay.
Come back
and
in.
then I do have another question. So I sent a video of it. So that dog, the neighbor dog that gets out all the time, she has a vendetta against him for good reason, right?
Yeah.
But so he still gets out, and he does drive-bys by the house, and she loses her mind. And I'm not exactly sure.
She's gonna play it. Let's see. Curious. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and I obviously she's protecting the house, right? And once he's gone, she stops, she settles down. But it
can you settle her there though when she's in that mode?
No.
Okay.
I have to, get the leash or something and pull her off of it.
Yeah, but so you can set that up, but keep a leash on her in the house. So just leave it on, and then that dog comes by and it happens. That's where we want to be able to address her right there with that shit happening. Because what you're really doing there, this is what people don't understand about it, is they'll take it as, but why am I correcting the dog for just being protective of the house? Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I say you're not really doing it for being protective of the house. Dog should be protective of the house, but should listen to your direction when you tell her she doesn't need to be protective of the house anymore.
Yeah. Other people, other dogs walking by, all that, she barks, but then I, tell her enough, come to me, and she's good. But it's that dog that she just cannot.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, especially because you had an interaction with that dog. It's like, my mind goes to like, who are these neighbors? Is there any possible way that we could do something with them in the future to like, will they get their dog under control? Do you have to?
I don't think they will. That dog looks like he's starving too, so I really don't want to deal with them. I already called animal control.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one. That's like, because it gets so challenging in that type of scenario. Of
like if it was like a different neighbor that actually took care of their dog, I would
conversation.
But
yeah. Because is the dog aggressive though when he comes out, or is he just wandering around? And
I think no, he's not, because I've caught him a couple times and brought him back. He's not aggressive. He's a dumb puppy that doesn't know anything.
Okay. Look, I would just tell you there's not much you can do like to control them and what they're going to do with that dog, but you can use that dog running in the yard as an opportunity to say, even with this level of a distraction happening here, I still expect you to, I still expect you to calm down and pay attention. And it's like, if it was a child, we would say like, I understand you. Like, I get you. Like, that's my message when I'm working with dogs too, is like, dude, I get you. I get it. But this strategy you're doing is like not good for you, me, or anybody. So we just have to come up with a different strategy about that dog. I know it makes you, bothers you, blah, 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 but I'll be the one to protect the house more. And this is where other things come into it. Your everyday life with the dog, of making sure he's not demanding affection, pushy with you, all the other things that are happening throughout the day. Just so you're making sure none of that is affecting you in the moment when you're addressing him in that moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, it's not like, I wish I had like something better for you in that one, but sometimes these video things like do get to that where it's like, God, I wish you were close, because I would just be like, let's film that right now and go in there and show the audience what we did,
Yeah.
So if you ever want to get on a flight to New Jersey, feel free.
If only.
I know, but since we're at a distance, like send me some of those videos and I could help you from a distance at least and give you some pointers and stuff. And if you ever needed to make a bunch of videos, and we'll go like in depth on it and we'll do a call.
Yeah. I'll work on getting some videos.
Okay. But yeah, I think you're doing a good job overall. And it seems like luckily this is an issue of like, if a dog is 1 foot away, it's a problem, not like across the street and all that kind of thing. But I know what you're saying. It's something you do want to overcome because it blocks you from getting him actually with dogs.
Yeah. And she's trained as a therapy dog, but I really want to do tracking work with her. Yeah. And letting her take the lead, I want to be safe.
Yes, I agree.
If we're working in teams or anything.
I'm trying to think like how, so New Mexico, is that far from LA? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Far from everything.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, if I find somebody in your area, if there's anyone in New Mexico who does like what I do out there, like with like pack work and stuff, definitely like let me know so we can connect for sure.
Okay. Sounds great.
But I'll definitely help you as best as I can from a distance for sure. So just send me those videos, and this way I could give you a little bit more like detailed pointers. Because that one right there, when she was barking at the thing, to me, it's like leash. And what is it that I can do to snap the dog out of it without freaking him out? Is it a leash pop? Is it, do I spray compressed air? Do I drop something on the floor? Do I clap my hand? I don't care what it is. Whatever it does, that it doesn't harm the animal, that snaps them out of the state they're in, so I can provide information to the dog.
Yeah, and it's funny too, because in the backyard, she's barking at him in his backyard, but she'll respond to me there. It's just when it's at the front in the window, is that
where the thing
I have to take control. Yeah,
that makes sense. Okay, all right. Well, keep me posted on it for sure.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Caitlin. That was a good one. Those are the challenging ones, because like a lot of these ones, in my opinion, is the biggest thing that's happening in the dog world. And I realize I don't talk about it enough of what I do with like dogs who have issues. You got to realize how many dogs are out there who have little to no interaction with other dogs in their life. So imagine if you were a human and you grew up and your whole childhood, you met like one person ever. And then all of a sudden you went out into the real world and there was these kids running around the playground and people everywhere and all this kind of stuff. You would probably be afraid. And if you didn't totally see your human or your parent as like a true parent figure who could protect and direct you, you're probably going to feel like a little bit on your own. It's to a degree how I kind of felt like when my dad was like, I don't know, my father came to, was literally in my grandmother's belly on a boat from Italy to the US, came to the Bronx, and my grandparents basically said, good luck in school. So my dad did the same thing to me, but I was the firstborn. I didn't know what the hell I was doing in school. So it kind of was like being alone in the schools a little bit. It's not a great feeling to be like, your eighth grade and a 12th grader comes up to you and starts like saying shit to you. It's like, I don't know, what am I supposed to do? Do I punch him back? Do I run away? I don't know. What should I do? It would have been great if I had someone to guide me in that scenario. So think about that for your dogs of like, I feel lost. I don't know what to do. I need someone to take control of the situation and someone I can rely on. And then I need someone who can help me meet other dogs, like that kid meet other kids and show you through it. And if I make a mistake when I'm meeting those kids, like you'll teach me there was a mistake and then show me what I should do the right way and help me and give me the chance to get over this fear that I have. So that's what I would do with a dog like that. And a lot of times I'm with a lot of the trainers who say we should like ease the dog into things but there's a real value in certain scenarios with certain dogs of surprising them, of just putting them in a scenario and letting them deal with it. You have to be very calculated and know what you're doing in those scenarios. But like a dog like that, like let's just say I worked with him for a bunch, took him on walks and built up a good little relationship for him. And then all of a sudden we walk right into the dog park that I have set up. That'll surprise him, but to a degree it'll change the pattern for him of like, oh, I see dog, it comes close, I bite, and now it's like, oh my God, there's 8 dogs smelling me. What do I do? And in that moment, I can help him through it. So it's a lot of what I do. I got to show more of that though. We're going to get more videos of doing that stuff. We did a lot of that last spring and summer, but this summer we'll definitely do more of it and show you guys more of the hands-on. Again, like as you're seeing with this TikTok thing and the Instagram and all this stuff, we've been dealing with this. So it's like I said to Jamie recently, like on one of our calls, I was just like, I am dreaming of the day where I can just make content. That's all I want to do is I can just go on live, do video reviews, pull up my board and do a whole instructional of what I think happens with reactivity and anxiety and resource guarding and human aggression, all this stuff, puppyhood. I can do videos on that. We can do podcasts, invite interesting people on and I'm just dying to do that. And I realized for a long period of what I was doing is, remember, I was just a dog guy who was just posting information and we weren't like totally calculated on everything we were doing, kind of like winging it, I would call it. So we spent a ton of time of really getting organized. It's me working every day. I'm working with Jamie every single day. Andre's working with the editors every day of optimizing this content. We're having conversations and long talks and how can we make it better and improve. So I don't want you to think it's just like we're I don't know, throw a live on here. It's like we're working really, really hard to give you guys as much of the best possible content we possibly can for humans and dogs. And I just want to give you guys stuff that can be good for you, good for dogs, and good for the world. That's my dream. So more of these to come. Thank you guys for listening today. What did we do? 2 hours and almost 40 minutes. It's a good one. And for everybody who's in the waiting room, we'll get you guys on for a future one for sure. Thank you guys for being patient with us. And I promise that stuff's coming. Just stay tuned. Keep checking out the videos that we're doing. I'm engaging in the comments with them right now. They're definitely not as much engagement and stuff, which I totally understand. We haven't posted for 5 months and they're just, a little bit longer. We're figuring it out. So we're doing it and we're going to get you guys the best content possible. So love you all. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have an amazing day. See you guys.